Is this your homework, Larry?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Dude, is this your homework?
Please. You know it's his fucking homework, Walter. Where's the fucking money, man?
Well, hello there, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Confused Breakfast Podcast. Do you remember the pure joy of a trip to the video rental store as a kid? The excitement of walking down the aisles, browsing the names and the artwork, and finally picking a movie out that you were going to take home with you. Sure, it's hard to beat the ease of the modern era and streaming platforms where you don't even have to leave your couch, but there was something truly special about making that trip, picking a movie out by hand, and stopping by the In-N-Out Burger in North Hollywood on Radford on your way home. You know, it's over on Radford.
Oh,
those are good burgers, dude.
Yeah, I know. On this podcast, we revisit and dissect some of our favorite childhood movies from that magical era to see if they still move us the way they did as kids. I'm your host, Mike Schulte, and joining me as always, two dudes who are good men and thorough. Sean Pryor and AJ Vance, how the heck are ya?
pretty good. Do you have any Kahlua?
I like to think that I made some of these drinks. I like to think that I was pretty thorough in the pours.
Thorough.
Yeah. We are. We'll discuss it later, but I'm sure you can guess what we're drinking today.
Oh, man.
All right, boys. Well, it is time to introduce today's movie. On this episode, we discuss a movie that everyone knows, loves, and quotes on the regular. A movie whose main character is so inspiring that a religious movement called the Church of the Latter-day Dude was formed. Number 202 rated movie on IMDb. We are, of course, talking about 1998's The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, man.
The beaver picture. For those looking to find the movie, as the recording of this in early April 2002, I found it on Peacock.
Okay.
Apparently, I have Peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to watch like 4 30-second commercials throughout the whole thing.
Right.
Not ideal, but if you're already paying the money for the Peacock, that's how you watch it.
For Christmas one year, I got the special edition DVD box set of this, and it comes in like a bowling ball.
No way.
It's really cool.
So
I
that's
still
how
have
you
it.
watched it.
Yeah, it's worth like $200 right now. So if you want me, come at me.
I feel like I got that for like a dirty Santa Claus Christmas gift, like gift exchange thing.
Like a crappy gift, like a white
Yeah.
elephant thing.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, here's a crappy gift.
Yeah, I was like, we try to like tug at nostalgia, you know, when we do it. So like, I got this thing, and it was like a box set like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know who got it, but they were pretty hyped.
I don't know.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Well, as
It
we always do, in order to properly discuss and review this movie with a modern eye, we got to talk nostalgia first. So, AJ, let's start with you. Tell us the first time you saw this movie and what your nostalgic rating is.
Watching this, here's what I remember watching this movie way more than actually watching the movie is the commercial for it on Comedy Central.
Really?
Was like watching that quintessential commentator voice, the Big Lebowski on Comedy Central. The dude is a bad.
Coming up,
like
after Reno 911.
Yeah, it's just like, and then like little clips of the show, or little clips of the movie, and stuff like that. And I just remember thinking, like watching it finally and catching little bits of it. Like on Comedy Central, lots of commercials cut in and stuff, and I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. Yep. I was like I knew my brothers like thought this was like a hilarious movie. They would quote it, and like I thought I was funny if I tried to quote it, but I'd get the quotes wrong. So, anyways, but honestly, like I didn't have much like affection for this movie as a kid. Like when I first saw it, probably somewhere in high school. So. Or like early high school. So I'd probably say it's like a 4.7.
4.7. Sean, what is your nostalgic memories and rating on this guy?
This is the time that I was just kind of delving into everything that I could of like auteur filmmakers,
Yes.
like Quentin Tarantino and the Coen brothers. So I was just kind of getting everything that I could that they made, and this was one of them. And I'm going to do that a lot today. It's pressure changes and everything.
Right.
It's going to be a big
allergies.
I'm not crying. That's just my voice.
But I remember watching it, and watching it for the first time, I had an emotional reaction at the end.
Wow.
And so it became just like I I love this movie. I would say back then I'd probably be like a 9. To be honest, yeah.
I very, very vividly remember seeing this for the first time. I was in college. I walked over to my buddy's house, and a bunch of guys sitting in the basement, a bunch of friends of mine. I was just there to like drop something off. I had to go work early in the morning or something, or go to school early. So I walk in right as the tumbleweed's going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this? They're like, oh, it's Big Lebowski. Have you ever seen it? I don't know. I've heard it's pretty good. And I just did the thing where I'm going to sit here for like a couple minutes and just, and of course, watch the whole, I mean, I immediately was like zoned in. Yeah. Oh my God, I need to stay here and watch this movie.
Yeah, because Sam Elliott's talking.
Immediately. And I watched the whole thing. The same thing happened to me to Wet Hot American Summer. We'll get to that someday. Same exact situation.
Nice.
But I absolutely loved this movie from first watch. I was a 8.5.
Nice.
Call it that.
Wow.
And we got a new executive producer for today's episode.
Right.
David Gould is joining us, so he's going to give us his nostalgic rating. He said, I loved it, but if you're not into the whole brevity thing, picture a quiet Christian liberal arts college and men's dorm room, and you will find me. I was your typical pretentious freshman who would smoke cloves, play Super Smash Brothers Melee for hours, and speak with my group of friends solely in movie quotes. The Big Lebowski was introduced to me by a fellow floormate, Jim Scott, my Sean Pryor, my shaman into the world of cinema over just movies.
All right, thank you.
I lived and breathed this film throughout college. It was funny and cerebral and made me hate the Eagles and order Caucasians at the bar. This film made me recognize the talent behind the camera, not just the actors. The copious quotable moments became the perfect spice for my dialogue, filling the voids left by other movies like Anchorman, Dumb and Dumber, and Forrest Gump. It was a film that made me feel more intelligent for watching. Like any good cult classic, it was a secret that you would share with everyone. The dude abided in me, so my nostalgic rating will have to be an 8.4.
Nice.
So group rating, all of us nostalgic, that takes us at a 7.65.
You ruined it, AJ.
I know.
You ruined it. It's
I
okay.
know.
We
It's
are
okay.
honest friends.
That's what we
That ties us with Over the Top.
Wow.
So nostalgic rating, Big Lebowski, and Over the Top are the same to us. Just gonna point
Per the double feature thing, yeah, I would watch.
We're doing back to back. Do you go Over the Top first? Yeah.
I think you go over the top.
I think
first.
you go Over the Top first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's some more mellow kind of thing to chill you out after the adrenaline rush that Over the Top gets you.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so next we want to learn some pertinent, important details about this movie. Sean, keep it under 5 minutes if you can, please.
Try to. Produced by Joel and Ethan Coen and John Cameron. Written by Joel and Ethan Coen. Cinematography by the great Roger Deakins. Music by Carter Burwell. Directed by the Coen brothers. Cast: Jeff Bridges, John Goodman, Steve Buscemi, Julianne Moore, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Arpish. That's what we call him. It's not
Pish.
another name.
No, it's fine.
David Huddleston, Tara Reid, Peter Stormore, Flea, Torsten Vogus, Ben Gazzara, Joe Polito, and Sam Elliott. The film was inspired by a real-life acquaintance of the Coen brothers, Jeff Dowd, who had a lot of the characteristics of the dude. The brothers then met Peter Exline, who told them countless stories from his life, including knowing a fellow Vietnam vet who became a private detective who solved a case of a stolen car from a high school kid. The character of Walter was mostly inspired by the filmmaker John Milius, with Lou Abernathy and Peter Exline kind of mixed in with them. So a lot of like the stories that happen...
kind of like real life things.
They're just like real life instances, and they just kind of like that's fun and interesting.
Wove them together into the same story.
Yeah, so like some of the stories from one person inspired Jeff Lebowski's stories, and then one of the stories from another person inspired Walter's.
Cool.
John Milius is a prolific writer. He wrote an upcoming episode of ours, Red Dawn. So he's like a huge like gun-toting kind of more right-leaning kind of guy. But the script is mostly inspired by the work of Raymond Chandler, who wrote noir detective novels with a core mystery involved. The brothers were also inspired by the film The Long Goodbye and The Big Sleep. Chandler was famous for the quote, "The scene outranked the plot." So it was a plot of it's just like a normal mystery, but it's what happens in there, all the characters you meet and everything.
It's like a Seinfeld thing.
It's
right? Like it's not really about anything, but it's awesome.
Yeah, in between the lines kind of thing is
Cool.
where the story kind of shines, is what he's kind of saying. When the Coens were ready to go with the film, the primary cast were all busy doing other projects, so the Coens made Fargo, a little movie called Fargo. I
Little
don't know.
known.
Has anybody ever heard of that?
Little known
I don't know.
package.
No.
John Goodman and Steve Buscemi roles were written for them in mind, but the Coens didn't know who was going to play Jeff Lebowski. Mel Gibson was originally
the
considered
fuck
for the
on.
role and didn't get it. He didn't get the script. Not only did he didn't get the role. He's like, I don't know what to do.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Also, like Walter's Jewish, and I'm not into that.
Yeah. Oh God, dude.
That's what he said. I'm reading.
No, I know.
That's what he said.
Direct quote.
It's a great
It's
joke.
on IMDb.
Yeah, it's all-
I love that. When Jeff Bridges came on, he got it right away, and even after meeting
Obviously.
the inspiration for the character, Jeff Dowd, he drew from his real life in the 60s and 70s and even brought some of his own wardrobe for the film.
He still owns a bunch of that,
He
doesn't
still
he?
has it.
He still has the jelly shoes.
jelly.
He's basically playing himself as a younger version
Yeah.
of himself.
Amazing.
And the Coen brothers said the only direction we had to give him was, am I high in this scene or not? And so if they said yes, he would go rub his eyes and then just do. That's like the only direction they gave him. Filming took place in Los Angeles, California for a total of 11 weeks. Big Lebowski was released on March 6, 1998, making $5.5 million its opening weekend and eventually grossing $18 million on its $15 million budget, and has gone on to become a cult classic and inspire an entire religion.
Fuck yeah. Sorry to steal your line.
It's all good. No, I put that in there. Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows.
Are you guys dudisms?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm a priest
Nice.
in the dudism.
Where's your robe, dude?
Well, you're right.
It's a bathrobe. It's a bathrobe.
All right, before we get into the full film review, AJ does some research. He reads, he studies, and he hooks us up with the ratings and reviews of critics and fans alike.
Yeah.
We're going to try it.
I'm going to try to get through this one.
Well,
Okay.
we've got a new thing here. Let's try it.
Are you ready for it?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Because we're here for the
Tomato Meter!
Gross.
He did it. Yeah.
All right.
You asked for it.
Did they?
They did.
I know we did.
You
they're-
did.
They were waiting on. They probably fast forwarded to this moment just to see if we did it, like we told them we would do.
Hell yeah. Well, the Big Lebowski ringing in on the tomato meter at certified fresh 83%.
Wow.
That's believe it or not, 83. That is right below The Shining, right above Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
All right.
For the movies we've done for
Hell yeah.
critical review.
I feel like that's a pretty positive balance for the Big Lebowski.
You would say so.
Audience score came in at 93%.
Nice.
Higher even than the critics. IMDb puts us at an 8.1.
Which is tied with Stand By Me in Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Wow.
Look at that. Top 5 for
Wow.
us so far.
Damn.
that is crazy. Let's see. We've got a couple. So I wanted to give the tidbit from the literally 100 out of 100 from the Austin Chronicle. Marjorie Baumgarten, I think we've had her on before.
She's great.
Yeah. It said, it's paved with delightfully irregular and unanticipated bits of business that stimulate the viewer to stay fully alert while renewing our faith in the sheer joy of just watching movies.
Nice. That's
I like
beautiful.
that one. I think that was fun.
Marjorie?
Marjorie.
Margarine. Marge.
Marge. The Dallas Observer said, gave it a 70 out of 100. It's neither the clean strike Coen heads expected after Fargo, nor the gutterball anticipated by Coen phobes like
see.
myself.
I see what you're doing.
I see. I want to go ahead and jump over to some tidbits that Roger Ebert gave this.
The Ebes.
The Ebes.
Ebes?
At this point, the Ebes. Raj Ebes.
Rajiv.
Rajiv. I mean, sorry. Sorry, Raj.
Okay. This is 4 stars is what it is now. I don't know if that was at the time or if this is amended.
He did 3.5 right off the bat, and
Okay.
then he amended
He
it
amended
to 4.
it to 4,
Yes.
right? Okay.
4 out of 4.
Cool. So couple of tidbits from this. I like the beginning and the ends of what Raj usually brings to the table. The Big Lebowski is about an attitude, not a story. It's easy to miss that because the story is so urgently pursued. It involves kidnapping, ransom money, a porno king, a reclusive millionaire, a runaway girl, the Malibu police, a woman who paints while nude and strapped to an overhead harness, and the last act of the disagreement between Vietnam veterans and flower power. It has more scenes about bowling than anything else. There's a tidbit from this. He said, some may complain the Big Lebowski rushes in all directions and never ends up anywhere. That isn't the film's flaw, but its style. The film is narrated by the stranger, Sam Elliott, never more gloriously mustached.
No.
It is he who observes at the end that the dude abides and says he hears that there's a little Lebowski on the way. The dude, however, is denied matrimony and indeed seems to have no women at all in his life except by lucky chance. Does that depress him? Is he concerned about this being chronically unemployed? No. If a man has a roof over his head, fresh half and half for his white Russians, a little weed, and his bowling buddies, what more really does he need?
Nice.
Roger Ebert.
I like
like
that.
it.
Good
About
going,
time
Raj.
he got it right.
About time he got something right. God. I like this one. This is for possibly the worst movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
But it was a 4 out of 10.
So
So
it's
what shouldn't it be a 0?
yeah.
just want to throw that out there.
This was in 2021. This is Chris, screenwriter. That must be his last name.
Whoa.
Screenwriter. So he's we know where he's going in life.
it's not.
Finally watched it. What was all the hype about? Bridges did a good job. Except for that, what was the point? 4 stars is generous.
That is the point.
Yeah, that
there's
is the
no
point.
That is the point. Well, I wanted to go to the opposite end of the spectrum, and somebody called this the greatest bowling movie ever.
What other bowling movies are there? There's no other bowling
It's like
movies.
this and Kingpin.
Kingpin,
And
yeah.
I didn't even think of Kingpin. It is, yeah, wow, that's a toss-up.
That's a toss-up. This was in 2002. Maybe there's a time difference here, the difference in the time this was written. But this film will always be remembered as one of the best comedies ever. It's so over the top, one has to wonder how the Coen brothers were able to fit in all the various storylines and plot elements into a neat 98-minute package.
Nice.
That's what he said about the best bowling movie ever.
Thanks.
There's no bowling in there.
Thanks.
whatsoever.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks. Last one. This is a 1 out of 10. It wasn't funny. It wasn't not funny. It wasn't much of anything really, is what Bo Dye said. Certain movies you can sort of understand why they are cult classics. Other films, such as this one, seem to be funny and intelligent because someone said it was funny and intelligent, and therefore must be funny and intelligent. I suppose you could find deeper meaning in this, or perhaps the meaning was right there on the surface. But like many of the Coen brothers films that I have watched, I either like them or I don't. The ones that I like usually have a strong story behind them. The ones that I don't seem to be more of a day in the life sort of story about people who really don't seem to matter and about events that no one really cares about. I kind of agree with you. Maybe there is some type of amusement in trivial matters, making bored college frat boys feel more intelligent than they really are, Mike.
Does it say that? Does it say
Yeah, it
Mike?
says Mike.
It says turn and look at your friend Mike.
But I need something deeper for intellectual stimulation. Oof. For my comedy, I don't need slapstick or pie-in-the-face humor to make me laugh. Cynicism, witty dialogue, sarcasm, commentary, and so on. Not one line random events. Oof, that's hard to write there, buddy. That happen out of nowhere with no real context and then expected to be funny. That's what this movie is, though. It's a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's witty. It's like, so again, it's like this guy is just missing the point.
Yeah, of course.
I get it though. Like that's like one of the more like understandable low ratings that we've had, just because he's like, I don't like it, and here's why.
Well, and that's
everyone else is just like, I don't like it because it's dumb.
Yeah, I that's why I wanted to bring this one to the table for this movie, because there were times in rewatching this that I like had this point of like, what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? But then there's other times I'm like, that's funny. This is really smart. Wow, I'm like catching so many things. You know?
Yeah.
So I just think it'll be a nice precursor as we get into it.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
All right, you guys, we are seconds away from reviewing this movie scene by scene with a modern eye. But first, we got to talk about Cedar Ridge, our amazing sponsor.
Please.
Cedar Ridge Distillery was just named the #1 selling bourbon in the state of Iowa for the second year in a row.
Oof.
You know how much we drink in Iowa. Like, that's all we have to do around here. No oceans, no mountains, no, like, professional sports teams. Like, all we do is just drink.
What are we in? Like second?
This is third. This is
Pre-spring?
fake. This is fake. Fall spring 3 is what we're in right
Okay,
now.
gotcha.
Because it'll snow again in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
It's 60-some degrees right now. And it's going to snow literally
So
tomorrow.
then
Yes.
you kind of drink a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And whiskey is obviously clearly a drink of choice around the world. It's such a popular spirit. So huge news for Cedar Ridge and full proof that whiskey distillery of Cedar Ridge is about to take the world by storm. Obviously first Iowa, then the Midwest, world domination.
Uh-huh.
goes.
So, I mean, like, that's why we're spreading the word of this amazing company. We want you to go out to a local store. We want you to pick up a bottle. If your local distributor doesn't have it, you can order it online, cedarridgewhiskey.com. Bourbon being one of the most popular spirits in the world, you can't go wrong with the flagship bourbon. It's just so perfect in craft cocktails. If you're looking for more of a sipper, maybe a Scotch guy, you go for that quintessential American single malt, or maybe you want to live on the edge
Ooh, what?
and you want to blend rye and bourbon together.
No way.
Because people are shit.
People
equal
shit.
Sorry. God dang it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Collaboration with Slipknot. They have a whiskey that they made specifically for Slipknot.
That's some duality right there. dude.
Go check it out. CedarRidgeWhiskey.com. Obviously, we think you're going to love it. Today, though, is the first time we have not consumed Cedar Ridge whiskey. We are drinking, obviously, White Russians. You have to with Big Lebowski. But an interesting fact for those out there, Cedar Ridge also makes vodka. So we picked up some of their Bagger vodka. Go to baggervodka.com if you want to check out some of that stuff. Maybe you're more of a vodka person, but that's how we're drinking our Caucasians today. So CedarRidgeWhiskey.com.
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 And vodka.
All right, boys, what do you say we do our best to keep bums who are completely out of their element from micturating on our rug, which, by the way, really tied the room together.
It sure did.
Before we can say, fuck it, let's go bowling and enjoy some Caucasians, we got to go find a young trophy wife who, in the parlance of our times, and use the necessary means for the necessary means to get the job done, you guys.
Yeah.
Over the line! Here we go! All right, the year is 1990. Jeffrey Lebowski, known as the Dude, returns home to his apartment where he is assaulted by two men looking for a different Jeffrey Lebowski. One man urinates on his rug. At the bowling alley, the Dude tells his friends Walter and Donnie about the incident. Convinced that he can be reimbursed for his rug, he visits the other Lebowski's mansion. The Dude is berated by Lebowski, but convinces Brandt that he can take any rug in the house. On the way out, he meets Lebowski's wife, Bunny.
Immediately. Sam Elliott. Just I could listen to Sam Elliott talk about anything.
Read the Bible.
Read the Bible, or read the phone book even.
Yeah, whatever.
And watch a tumbleweed on camera. Like I'm already in.
It's so perfect.
It is.
And the music right away, listening to his voice.
Yeah.
I mean, it just like that was the moment I walked in at my college buddy's apartment, and I was like, yeah, I should see. I'll give it 5 more minutes. See if it gets any better.
They set it up like it is really a saga, like a tale, like some sort
Whoa.
of I don't know. They set it up like a major story, and it's just like you are going to get locked into this. You don't even know what you're in for, and then it just comes upon a guy in a dairy aisle. And sometimes, man, well, not a hero. Sometimes a man, well, I guess you just got to see.
And how do you write something so brilliant that dialogue's so perfect that you're following it along? And you're like, yeah, sometimes a man, And then all of a sudden you're like, where's he going with this? And then he goes, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. So just like a tumbleweed, just like watching a tumbleweed start a movie, I'll get to like my post-amble later, but like watching a tumbleweed on screen and listening to someone meander.
Yeah.
That's what this movie is telling you it's going to do from beginning.
Yeah.
It's just going to meander.
That's a good point.
And this, so...
So the Dude writes a 69-cent check at Ralph's, okay? He dates it September 11th, 1991.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's super weird that there's military talk from a president named
George Bush.
Talking about September and September 11th being written on a check. That is
Yeah.
super weird. But
Talking
also
about Saddam Hussein.
yes. But also that interview took place on Sunday, August 5th, 1990, 3 days after the Iraqi army invaded Kuwait. So this is indicating that the dude is so broke that he post-dated a 69-cent check by over 1 year, because he did September 11th, 1991.
God.
And that date is August 5th, 1990.
Oh my God.
And again, too, the guy goes, dude, and tomorrow's already the 10th.
Yeah.
10th.
So, like,
Yeah.
he's post-dating checks
Yeah.
by over a year.
For
I just wanna
69
point
cents.
that out there.
Isn't that like, did you say it's like illegal to have like a 69
I
cent?
think
like it's like,
under $1, it's like illegal to write
yeah,
a check
you
for.
can't do that.
It should be illegal to write a check for anything.
I agree with you. I can't
How do
believe
they
this whole
enforce
thing.
that though?
I don't know.
Like, just like, we just can't accept it, and we're calling the cops.
Yeah, no kidding.
What?
But such a great intro too, because so you get through that, you get back to his apartment, then we establish this weirdness of there's another Lebowski and what the hell's
Yeah.
going on here, and then like if you thought the opening was great already, then we have the world's greatest intro, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's cinematic. I think it's cinematic perfection.
And,
the bowling intro.
Speaking of
Take a woman like
you to get
Get
through
through.
to the man. Speaking of meandering, it's just like, what's the most kind of like hangout meandering sport there might be is just bowling or like
bowling.
some sort of billiards, you know?
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch. That's like the slow motion. It's
Yes.
like, and in slow motion, it's like, this is dramatic. We're making
making bowling
we're
look
making the
cool.
mundane dramatic. That's what Coen brothers
Yeah.
do. That's just how they tell stories.
These just absolutely somehow iconically normal Joe people
Yeah.
are just going through and rolling balls.
Just rolling.
Just rolling.
It makes me want to bowl.
It
It does.
And
Dude,
they have the
Jeremy,
beers there. Like,
Tell me when my stomach is in frame. Is that we good? Yeah. Okay.
That
the shot where he goes
that Sean,
when he
there,
gets a strike is amazing.
there are 3 shots in particular. That one, the fat hand that goes over the air dryer, just this chubby small hand that's drying his hand, and then the moving backwards of the camera shot where each person hits the lane and bowls.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just absolute cinematic perfection.
Some of them hit like not the lane first, you know,
Yeah,
and
I
some of
know.
them like toss it to the lane. I love the big guy too, where he's just like he's doing the split.
yeah.
It's so good.
It automatically, this movie just puts me in such a good mood
It does.
from opening scenes.
Yeah.
So the rug is really a Hitchcockian MacGuffin, and a MacGuffin is just a prop in a film that serves as a trigger for the plot, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
And so, like this is a noir, right off the bat. Like this is a noir picture.
Gotcha.
But that's what noir kind of does, like film noir. They introduce like a femme fatale, and that may be the MacGuffin or something like that, or like a briefcase full of money, and that's usually what it is in like
Is that like Pulp Fiction?
kind of that's
Sorta?
that's the MacGuffin in
Okay.
Pulp Fiction. The MacGuffin in like Psycho is the money for Marion. There it is.
Get it.
He's getting over.
I'm getting hyped. For Marion Crane and Psycho, it's the money. So that's like the inciting.
This
like,
rug really isn't important, but yet it's the whole catalyst of the
exactly.
plot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because like, who cares? But if those dudes had not broken into his apartment and done this, there's no story. There's no
Exactly.
movie at that point.
And having mistaken identity too.
Yeah.
That's a really fun plot device that I really like in movies.
Yeah.
Looks like a fucking deadbeat to me.
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
What the hell is this?
and right away, dude, like you're meeting the dude, and you're just automatically already getting this like such a nonchalant attitude. The way he just waltzes into his house, and the way he just makes a joke when 2 guys might kill him, and he's
he
just like,
doesn't
I don't know. It's like and the way he just sits on the toilet and puts his glasses back on.
Yeah.
I mean, you're automatic. That toilet seat's so gross, by the way.
Oh my God,
when it
yeah.
comes down, it's so nasty.
It's like the color of the whole toilet puts me off.
Well, there's so many like little things that he's like the golf. Obviously, you're not a golfer, and he drops it and he breaks the tile, and then like he's like married. He's like, do you see a wedding ring, man? And he holds up the wrong hand.
I didn't notice that.
It's so funny.
The fucking toilet seats up,
Toilet
man.
seats up, man.
I love how those fucking thugs, they leave. They're like, thanks a lot, asshole.
Like, you dick.
Hey, at least I'm housebroken.
Hey, not on the rug, man.
Yeah, I gotta say, introducing his friends Donnie
Right
and
off the
Walter,
bat.
John Goodman, his greatest performance of all time, in my opinion. I think he should have gotten an Oscar.
Nobody got nominated for anything in this movie.
I don't think so.
They did.
In my research, it didn't come up, but like, it is insane to me how just such a tornado of a performance like John Goodman as Walter is not the caliber of Oscar, I guess.
Right.
You know, we've had an episode where that doesn't really fucking matter, but in our canon, he deserved a fucking Oscar for this
I get
role.
it. It's sort of like, oh, it's kind of crude and like, oh, you know, you can look at his characters and be like, oh, fuck that guy. But like, to play that role is just incredible. And there is some arc to it, which I'm sure we're going to get to later. But yeah, I completely agree with you. I think all three of them, when they're together on the screen, is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And how perfectly timed all of their dialogue and their characters' roles are.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Shut the Fuck Up, Donnie is just it gets funnier and funnier
Completely
throughout the movie because it gets so much more like you get used to it. Like Donnie, you know, like as an audience member, you're like, yeah, fuck you, Donnie. Like, shut up, dude.
What's your point, Walter?
My point? No, I'm not. The point here is unchecked aggression.
Aggression, dude.
Well, I did read a theory. There are some fan theories on this movie, none of them which I really think are like too exciting, but one is that those three people represent different ways of watching this movie. Like the Walter is the just very overly aggressive, just like oh, what the hell's going on here? And the dude's just kind of the like, yeah, I'm just here to enjoy it. Where Donnie's the character that's just like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
What's happening?
What is wait? Hold on, wait. Okay, wait. What? Because it is kind of the first time you watch this movie, you're sort of Donnie.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know what's happening.
Hey, wait. Hey, this guy's name is Lebowski too?
That's your name,
dude. It's like, Donnie, please.
I like how he's drinking a slice.
Yeah, he's always drinking pop.
No, like alcohol for Donnie. He's just drinking slice. Probably because of his heart condition.
Yeah.
As we find out later.
Did you though? I mean, let's get it out of the way real quick. The one that I did write down is there's a theory that Donnie's actually a serial killer.
Oh.
So on the face of it, Donnie's completely harmless, right? He's physically weak. He's not very smart, but that type of character could have a very dark side. He doesn't have any friends and family. Obviously, when he dies, no one's there to talk to him.
Yeah.
It's possible Danny could be a serial killer. He has a whole bunch of bowling shirts throughout the movie.
Yes.
None of them have his name on it.
That's
Right.
true.
They are all different names.
Wow.
So are these the people that he's killed? Like he kills bowlers,
Right.
and then steals their shit, like as a souvenir? I don't know. Maybe he was moved into murder by the constant insults that like Walter. Like maybe he's gonna murder Walter someday.
Maybe.
He's just his next victim. I'm just throwing it
Hey.
out there.
If you post this on TikTok, you're gonna get so much.
Well, TikTok's probably going to take it down. They took down, they flagged me something from Tommy Boy. It was like the when Tommy Boy goes, the rotary girder, I'm retarded. That's hate speech. And our account almost got taken down for that.
Of course.
So
Wow.
just letting you know.
Well,
Yeah.
so he goes to the actual Lebowski's house,
Yes.
and we get our Pish, who could
Is-
also have gotten an Oscar for this performance.
Is this Philip Seymour Hoffman's greatest role?
It's up there. Like, it's
maybe
up there.
maybe greatest comedic because there's a Long Came Polly too. Where
Yeah.
he's so good in, but like
It's these roles that he's so in the pocket on.
yeah,
And
that's a great term.
It just he fits so
right in.
well, and he's like the glue of these scenes that he is in, whether it be this or Long Came Polly or whatever it is, right? And David Cross was also up for this role.
Oh wow,
and he was going to be Brandt. And so when he found out Philip Seymour Hoffman got it, he was bummed. He was like, fuck. He's like,
I could have done it.
He's like, I could have done that. And then he saw Philip Seymour Hoffman's performance, and he's like, I couldn't have done that role.
No one could have.
I could not have done that.
Some of the lines right off the bat when he laughs at Bunny, when Bunny's like, I suck a cock.
it's
When his nostrils flaring in and out, I rewound that like 10
that's
times.
marvelous.
That's marvelous.
That's marvelous.
That's marvelous.
necessary means for a higher education.
So I was thinking about that. That's always bothered me. The double necessary means. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I gotta really analyze this. Yeah. Like, why did that? Well, that was probably in the script.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe.
So what I'm thinking is that millionaire Lebowski is clearly a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's a very vain man. You know that he makes Brant like do this to every visitor that comes to their house.
Oh,
like
yeah.
hey, I'm gonna wait in the other room. You take them through this room. You show them all the things, and I want you to say exactly these things.
Oh.
And I want this to be scripted in exactly how you say this. And I think he was like, oh, what it necessarily means for the
okay.
That's my theory.
I like that a lot.
I think that's a good theory on that. I love it because I think the dude is breaking his concentration on saying that script very heavily. Can you please not touch that? Please not touch. And my favorite is
Excuse me.
that shoe that excuse me, please. No, and then he goes back into his spiel, and then one more time he just kind of swipes his finger. He's like,
Tell you the truth, I didn't really pay attention in school, Brent. Smoke a lot of pied sticks.
That's with the ROTC.
Bold. Love bowling. Such a great scene.
His reaction to Bunny's "I'll suck your cock for $1,000" is like might be like the best fuck you in cinema history, as we've said, is Kevin Bacon in Tremors. This might be the best I don't know how you describe his reaction, but maybe the best reaction to like an outstanding line. I guess.
Telling you,
it's
for
fucking
anyone
good.
Listening, go watch that again and just focus on his nostrils when he does that laugh. It's unbelievable.
Oh gosh, it's and like the dude is like blow, and he's just like, that's that.
You want me to blow on your toes?
I can't blow that far. And say what you want about Tara Reid, because I mean she's not been great in her acting skills, but it fits really well. She does very well in what this role is. I
she
think.
really does. Yeah,
better than American Pie.
Yeah, and at the time, I mean, you can definitely see her being this millionaire's kind of crux, I guess.
Yeah. I like that he comes out of that conversation with the Big Lebowski, and he just walks out, and he's still yelling after him because you can tell that the Big Lebowski he just has to give his opinion on every single thing, and he is always right, and then when the dude's just like, fuck it.
Oh, fuck it.
That's everything.
It's like, my wife! It's like, when she learns to live on her allowance, which is ample. Which is ample.
Do you think, so that brings something up, though, do you think he's the Big Lebowski?
Oh, yeah, he is.
Do you think so, though?
Yeah.
I think he's the Big Lebowski.
What about Maude? Is Maude the Big Lebowski? Because she's actually smart, in charge, does well for herself.
Yeah.
It turns out millionaire Lebowski's really not that good of a guy and really not actually has any money.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, I know technically that's an interesting theory, but technically they base it off of The Big Sleep.
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
what they took a lot from that movie because it's a noir and everything like that. But yeah, I like that.
Okay.
That could be fun.
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
He is a large man.
Yeah. He is. He's bigger. So, but when he walks out and he's like, pretty good. Just told me to take whatever rug and the else I wanted.
And even that, Brant's hustling down the hall.
Yeah.
He's walking as fast as he can down the hallway. All right, Mr. Lebowski. And he's carried. And then it's cool because Brant changes. Brant then starts calling him dude from there on out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's one of the only people not in his friend group that refers to Lebowski as dude.
Yeah.
A lot of
There's
other
only a
people are like,
couple of them.
Lebowski, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
But Brant wants to be friends with him really bad from here on out.
He
Hope to see you again sometime, dude.
Yeah.
And we get our first instance of Carl Hungus. Oh, he's a nihilist. Oh, that must be exhausting.
That must be exhausting. Yeah.
But empty bottle of Jack Daniels. In the pool. That should have been Cedar Ridge, but no big deal.
Yeah.
We drink responsibly. We don't
okay.
drink Jack Daniels, okay? All right, so let's move us on. So during a league game at the bowling alley, Walter has a confrontation with another bowler. While at his apartment after being reminded about his upcoming rent due date, he is called back to visit Lebowski. At the mansion, they tell the dude that Bunny's been kidnapped and they want the dude to be the courier. He leaves and awaits instructions. After another game of bowling and meeting Jesus, the dude returns to his apartment and is assaulted again. He goes through a dream sequence and wakes up to a missing rug and his beeper going off. Answering the page, dude returns to the Lebowski's mansion where Brandt gives him a phone and a briefcase of money to go do the exchange for Bunny.
Smokey.
Before you say Smokey, I
Okay.
want to bring up what I believe to be Walter's best line.
Okay.
All right, way to go, Donnie.
Way
Because
to go,
it's from
Donnie.
way in the background. I don't know why. I think only John Goodman could have delivered that line with that much power.
Well, and as much as he tells him to shut the fuck up, like throughout the movie, you can tell,
Yeah.
like especially towards the end, he's like, "No, Donnie, these men are cowards." You know, he's
yes.
kind of
No,
protecting
Donnie.
him.
Yeah.
He really does care about him.
And he wants Donnie to bowl.
Yeah.
So he's pretty
Yeah,
excited.
that's good. That's true. He may just be using him.
And not to jump too far ahead of the conversation, but it is one of those things. Like, they posted the bowling, the tournament.
Donnie,
times.
shut the fuck.
Johnny, shut the fuck.
When do we play?
When do we play? Yeah, when do we play?
All right, move on. I'm sorry.
Over the line, Smokey. You saw like the fabric of this character when he was first introduced.
Yes.
Like he's big and loud, but you never expected him to do this. I don't think.
And he was in a really great mood when he arrived.
Right.
Just seconds ago.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, I got I think it's Pomeranian.
Pomeranian.
Yeah, he's in a great mood.
You brought your wife's fucking dog to bowl.
I didn't buy it fucking shoes. So I'm taking your fucking turn, which is really great. It's like, I didn't bring it bowling. It's just here with us.
It's just here. He just like there's so much, and I can't recall all of it, but throughout this movie, there is a lot of repetition of lines.
There is, yeah,
in
yeah.
this movie, but they come from different characters. It's like the dude when he hears. Earlier on when he hears George Bush saying, this aggression will
Yeah.
not stand, and then he says that to Lebowski, or
Yeah.
he says it, and it keeps happening with characters, and even characters that don't even meet.
Yeah.
There's a ton of lines that get regurgitated throughout this, and it's very comical, actually.
I'm glad you said that because I had never noticed that the thousands of times I watched this movie
Yeah.
until this rewatch. Like especially the dude.
Yeah.
He takes lines that people say or like little sayings that people have.
Yeah.
He puts them in his own life and like starts to tell them to other people. I'm
Right.
like, oh shit, I've never noticed that.
It's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's really well done because it's very subtle.
Yeah.
Did you see, how the cops show up after this altercation?
Yeah.
I couldn't actually find any evidence of this, but I know I've read this before, that apparently this is a huge knock from the Coen brothers on the LAPD, is because, think about it, he just arrived.
Yeah.
So they're going to go through at least 3 games of bowling.
Right.
They're going to be there for at least an hour. They didn't just leave after Smokey was over the line. They
Right.
bowled, and they won their league game. So then the cops show up, like at least an hour later, go running in because there was a firearm drawn. And you don't notice it the way the movie's put together because
Oh,
that
God.
scene happens and he goes, sorry.
Yeah.
This is a nom, there are rules. And then they
Yeah.
come walking out. But they bowled
Yeah.
at least for an hour in between those two scenes.
That's true.
Think about that.
Gosh.
I heard it's just a major knock from the Coen brothers against the LAPD. That's what I heard.
Smoke, this is not nom. This is bowling. There are rules.
Yeah, but it wasn't over.
Well, it wasn't over. It's like, I love it when he's walking out. He's like,
fucking crazy.
he's like, damn it, Walter. These guys are like me. They're pacifists, man. Smoke was a conscientious objector. He was a conscientious objector
I
in
did
the
not know
war.
that.
He pulled a gun on him. Oh my gosh, dude. That is another like one of those like little lines that you just catch that is just like, wow.
I can't imagine how many times that actor just gets yelled at him.
Oh god.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, think about it. Just probably nonstop.
But
if anyone
also,
sees him.
maybe one of the most quotable lines for me in the movie is "Market 8, dude."
Yeah,
God.
Market 8, dude. Yeah.
Market 8.
I think that's floated around
Oh,
in
yeah.
our conversations
Oh, yeah.
and threads and everything.
Like
Totally.
if we all agree on one thing, like totally, like a punchable face or something like that, maybe we could bring that up right now and just be like, oh yeah, we all
Market
agree.
8.
Market
We
8.
all agree. Market 8, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to pull out the prop card.
Okay.
And I'm first, but I believe we need a prop soundbite. People are into these sound bites we've been making.
Okay.
So what would that sound like? Would it be just like, what prop are you gonna take? Yeah. Ooh, here's a nice prop.
Ooh.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe, is there an
has
audible?
to be-
Is there an audible sound for like the Nike swoosh? Like,
Actually, you're gonna make it. You do the ooh. I'll say here's a cool prop, and you just make a Nike swoosh sound.
Okay, cool.
Okay, ready?
Ooh.
Here's a prop. See, there it is. All right, I know I had to jump in on this because I know this is your prop.
God damn.
I want the Richard Nixon poster while he's bowling in the background. I want the photo of Richard Nixon bowling in the
Man.
background that the dude clearly loves. He's making his White Russian. He's just like,
yeah,
Staring up
which
at
is
it.
actually kind of funny because his generation would have hated Richard Nixon.
yeah. You would
Oh,
think.
that's a good point.
Which just goes to show you more about the dude. The dude doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, I really like it because he bowls.
'Cause
I
he's
think.
bowling.
I think. Yeah, either that or he's just like it's funny because
Yeah,
I
it's hilarious
I hate
that
that
I
dude,
have
but he's
this.
doing my favorite activity.
Exactly.
Well, and that's a real picture
Oh yeah.
of Richard Nixon bowling in the
White House.
the White House
He
bowling
added-
alley
Oh,
underneath
wow.
that
he,
White
he
House.
was the one that added the bowling.
Yeah.
alley.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Nice.
So yeah,
All
that
right, what
I-
props you going?
Which is all right. So I'm gonna. You can tell me no all you want, but I'm going to just be rattling this off the entire time. There is no way I'm going to pick one thing from this movie.
No, you have to.
Nope. Too bad.
Tell Sean.
Yeah, I'm picking one thing, and I'm hoping it's not.
I'm just.
Well,
I'm
then
just
Sean
telling
gets
you.
to go first.
You can
Sean,
go
pick
first.
your thing.
You-
It's the
keep going.
fucking rug, you idiots. You
Which
fucking
rug?
Which
police.
one?
Yeah,
Which rug?
the first. I
the
want the
piss
piss
one?
one.
You
yeah.
want the piss
I
rug?
want the mitigated one.
Do we ever see? What does he do with that rug? Does that get thrown away?
That's true. We don't know.
We actually don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Post miteration, I want that rug.
That rug really tied the room together.
Did
Did
it
it
not?
not? Fucking A.
All right, go ahead and pick one of your props.
Okay,
You can only pick
there's-
one, and then you can mention it later if you want more.
Any bowling shirt
Yeah.
possible?
Which
Okay.
one?
The one it's Donnie
at
is
the
wearing
end?
one. It says art on it. I
Yeah.
think that's the one that he's wearing at the end. But there's also it's just like a milling company or something.
Yes, it's like RG Mill or something.
Yeah,
Seeds.
just like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
His Walkman.
Yeah,
with the tape.
That was
with
my
the
first,
bowling tape.
That was my first thought. Because it's like a cool. It looks like a fucking like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
used to have.
yeah.
I don't know why.
My secondary one, I did write a secondary one,
All
but
right.
I'm not going to claim that I want them all. But if you had picked the poster,
Yeah.
I want the Jackie Treehorn drawing.
Oh yeah,
with the guy with the dick. That's what I want. I would frame that shit. We'd put it right in
signed
the
by
wall
the
behind
cast,
us.
dude. Oh man.
Or the dude's bowling ball.
Yeah.
I
true.
mean,
Yeah.
Walter's shoes that he wears out of the bowling alley. His bowling shoes. He wears this bowling shoes
He
out.
does. Forgot about that. There's another Brant moment that I'd never noticed till just recently. When he gets called back to Big Lebowski's place and he's sitting by the fire, strong men also
cry.
Brant's standing there and he says, Brant will give you instructions. And Brant walks over and gives something to the dude, and then he stands with his arms really weird
like
at the
attention,
side.
like he's a soldier being barked orders at.
I'm highly doubting that was in like the direction of what he was supposed to do. At least I'd like to believe that Philip Seymour Hoffman's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna.
He had to have come to them with that. I think. I don't think
He
he
had
could
to.
have. Been, I don't know how you can direct somebody to be like, we want you to be rigid, but kind of this way. Like, no, like Philip Seymour Hoffman had to have done that in
Had
my
to.
mind.
Had
I
to.
would love to hear otherwise, or like how it actually went down.
Yes.
But that's how I'm going to. This is going to live.
Another
now.
great moment from him too, where in that same scene where he's like feeling Jeff Lebowski's pain, the wheelchair bound Lebowski, feeling his pain. He's like, and he's like, Brant will feel you on the. He's like, oh yeah. He's called to attention.
You mind if I smoke a J?
Do it, Jay, right?
Do a J.
Mind if I do it, Jay?
I fucking love it. We have Bunny. Please deliver 1 million or whatever, however many.
So long to read that.
No funny stuff.
This is a bummer, man. This is a bummer.
It's a bummer.
That and a pair of testicles. Never mind.
I love this. So this is such a deep cut. Like, I don't understand. When I was a kid, I saw this, and I saw this before I actually saw The Big Lebowski. But if you ever watched the cartoon, it's the Powerpuff Girls.
Hell yeah.
They made a reference, and there was the mayor of the city that they live in. They go in, and his secretary gets kidnapped, and they remake this scene
No,
Really?
they don't.
with the mayor, and
the
he's
fireplace
like,
and-
he's like, "What makes a man?" And he's just like, Bellum, because their name was Bellum instead of Bunny, and he's
It's
like,
the light of my life.
and he's like, strong men also cry. Strong men also
That's
cry.
great, dude.
And I was like, what? I was like, did this happen
Yeah.
sometime before
Was this
Lebowski?
before Lebowski?
Then I'm just
Wow.
like, I don't know. I'm like, why would they cut this into
Right.
a child's cartoon?
Yeah.
But it was fucking phenomenal.
That's awesome.
I do like the guy that plays Big Lebowski, though.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the way he's strong men also cry. I mean, that's a really good delivery of that line.
But
I think it's David Huddleston.
Yeah.
yeah.
Name.
This whole thing, though, what I think is so brilliant about like this scene, and I'm sure a lot of other scenes, but this one in particular, is the fact that somehow it's like very patronizing of his like sadness.
Yeah.
The whole time is like this music that's
He's got
playing.
a blanket over him.
Yeah, he's like the roaring fire, the dark room, and then you just have the dude who's just like unfazed. He's just like it's just this very like, I guess you didn't expect this, like, come on, young
And he
trophy
gets
wife.
he gets forced into the dude's just so nonchalant that any normal person that this had happened to and gotten to this point, they'd be like, "Fuck you!
Yeah.
I'm just gonna buy a new rug, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah,
like that. That's what they would. Or no, he already had the rug at this
He
point.
sure did.
So
Fucking A.
any normal person would have been like,
I
"Fuck
assure
that."
you, this is not about the rug.
Call me. It's Brand.
Call me his friend. It's not about the rug, but seriously, yeah, I don't know. I think
How much did they give you for the exchange? 20 grand, man.
man? All you gotta do is just drop out the money,
And they gave me a beeper.
And
man.
Well, like in that
He
scene,
pulls out his pants, but then clips it to his shirt.
in that scene too, he's like, "Yeah, she probably just kidnapped herself," and like you can see on Walter's face
Yes.
the
Yes.
change, and he's
Yes.
like, "Wait, what?"
He's like,
And then he makes it
"You're
about
right."
himself. He's like,
Yes.
I cannot let this go."
My buddies did not die face down in the mud. He's like,
Nobody.
what are you talking about? He's like, what does that
That's
have to do with the
fucking
war,
interesting,
man?
That's fucking interesting.
That's fucking interesting.
He's got a cigarette burn on his t-shirt. It's amazing. But you skip over
I am the walrus.
I am the walrus.
I am the walrus.
You
I am the walrus.
I was waiting for that.
Who's a walrus?
Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov. No, but
Lenin said. I am
yeah,
the
because
walrus.
but I used to think that Donnie was correct in this, and that Walter's just being a dick. But like Walter was actually correct. Donnie was thinking it was Beatles Lenin.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so fucking weird. So I thought they were just being mean to Donnie, but no, like fucking Donnie, you're like a child who wanders in the middle of a movie.
Right. So you have no frame of reference here, Donnie. You're out of your element.
But you missed the greatest montage of all time leading into this scene.
Oh.
Is it Jesus?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh God.
John Turturro in any Coen brother movie really steals almost the movie. Steals the movie. And like you mentioned the hand
Yep.
over the little vent thing, his fucking
The nail.
His
fingernail.
giant coke nail.
It is amazing.
And he slowly thrusts while he's holding the ball and then licks it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Did you know what I did notice this time? Jesus is the only person that Walter does not stand up to.
It's true, but like I think it's like a confidence thing.
Okay.
Like, because I can see him just like kind of.
I love when he just sits there and just stares at him.
It's the best move you could do to a person like that. You know, it's just like
okay,
just
I
not
see what you're
talk
saying.
and let them be them. Like you think you've said on the show before. It's like you just let them talk and they reveal themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Because he does.
I think that's what he's doing. You know, and then but the best thing, because dude has to reply. He's like, that's just like your opinion, man.
Opinion, man. It's like
I say that like every day on our TikTok channel when people are like, "No, fuck you, you're wrong." I'm like, that's just like your opinion, man.
yeah.
That's just you.
He's
I'll
just like
stick that fucking gun up your ass and pull the trigger till it goes click.
click.
Liam and me.
Jesus.
Jesus.
You said it, man.
You said it, man. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
And then as he leaves, the only thing Walter says is like, 8-year-olds.
8-year-old.
No, seriously, he's
a pederast.
a pederast. He had to go door to door telling people he was a
LA
pederast.
County.
Did you see the giant bulge in his
Yeah.
pants in that scene too? I never noticed
It was
that.
made out of bird seed. They just took like a bag and put it full of bird seed.
His face when that biker dude opens the bar. Oh my god! What's up, pederast? Shut the fuck up.
Shut
Donnie.
the fuck up, Donnie. There's so much of that character that was in fact just John Turturro.
Yeah.
The nail, the hairnet, the dance,
Being
the
a
lick.
pederast.
Was it?
I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
I'm kidding.
I don't think that was. But he applied so much to that character though. The dance he does after he gets the
backwards
strike.
dance, and he points at Liam.
He grabs his foot and he's just like yeah.
Dude, and the Spanish Eagles Hotel
Oh
California.
my
in the
god!
background.
Yeah. Oh, so subtle, so brilliant.
So subtle and so brilliant. You're exactly right. And it's implied that the majority of this movie, that the music that's happening is being played in the scenes.
Yeah.
It's kind of implied. In fact,
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
when he's laying on the rug,
Yep.
counting, I'm assuming he's guessing how many pins are getting hit. Or do you feel that way? Like he's sitting there and he'll like put fingers in the air after he'll go like 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I never thought about that.
I'm guessing he's thinking,
I just thought it was his Zen place, you know?
Right.
Like,
But if you see, they zoom in on the tape, it says like the 1986 bowling champions, and then it says side B, Bob.
Bob.
It just says Bob. So then when he gets punched, it goes into the Man in Me.
Oh.
And when he comes out of that sequence, it fades to like it's coming out of his headphones.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
That's cool.
he was just listening. It changed to side B while he was passed out, and the song was just playing in his headphones.
Yeah.
I dig that.
So
That's cool.
speaking of like the bowling tape and like the dude being a bowler, we never see him bowl.
Not once.
There's only
Wow.
one instance of it, like slightly resembling him bowling.
Well, it's in the dream,
and it's in the dream
He's
sequence.
making a movement, but that's it.
That's it. We never see him bowl in this entire movie.
Walter only bowls
Fucking
once.
Never thought about that.
And Donnie goes up 3 different times and gets strikes twice, and then he misses on the last one.
Are we assuming that Donnie bowls a perfect game every single game?
I think we are.
We have to assume this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because he misses one pin, and it's like,
And it's literally the end of his life.
so we're assuming Donnie's the best bowler that has ever lived.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Well, yeah, but I like to think that he is the best bowler on their team.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I like to think that he is.
Well, because
And that's like why they keep him around.
Woo!
You guys are in trouble.
I'm throwing rocks tonight.
He's
Mark it, dude.
Market, dude.
I fucking like because bowling is 95% drinking and smoking
course.
when you could, and bullshitting
Yeah.
about rugs.
Yeah.
And then the other 5% is bowling. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Which is
We
ample.
should actually
Which
go.
is ample.
We should actually go bowling.
I
We
would like
should,
to.
dude.
Jeremy, can you film us? Confused Breakfast Goes Bowling. We'll make a YouTube video.
I will, but I'm going to kick all 3 of you out. I'm a closet bowler. I'm an incredible bowler.
He's the Donnie of the
You're also 7 feet tall,
You'll
so
see.
Shut the fuck up, Jeremy.
Joke bell.
Jeremy, please.
Joke
give it
bell.
to him. Jeremy, please.
Jeremy, please.
All right, you want to move this on?
Let's do it.
All right, so the dude picks up Walter, and the handoff goes terribly wrong with Walter giving an empty briefcase to the kidnappers instead of the real one. They go back to the bowling alley, but when they come out, dude's car was stolen with the briefcase inside. The dude goes home and meets the police to file a report. While speaking to them, he is called to visit Maud Lebowski, the woman who stole his rug. The dude visits her studio and offered 10% finder's fee to recover the stolen briefcase. When he returns to his apartment, he's kidnapped by Lebowski and Brandt, and they explain that Bunny's kidnappers never got the money and show him a toe of Bunny's that was cut off. After an unconvincing talk with Walter, the dude is ambushed by the kidnappers in his apartment.
I love how Walter just gets on something and can't see anything else
Nothing.
but beyond his own bullshit.
Yes.
And just goes full bore into it, you know? And that he literally, like, I don't know why the dude, like, had him come along in the first place. Because as soon as he, like, came out with a duffel bag and, like, whatever he thought was
Uzi?
under his shoulder, I would be like, no, we're not doing this. This is a simple, just like I'm going to toss it and I'm fucking golden and the money's mine. And then I have no problems after this.
And he lets him get in the driver's seat. Scoot over, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, he's like, here, take the ringer. He's like,
ringer.
What the hell are you talking about? He's like, Walter, what are you talking about? He's just like, it's just my favorite shit. He's like, what the hell is this? He's like, my dirty undies, man. My dirty undies, dude. The white.
The whites.
He takes great
ringer
pleasure in
the
that.
ringer can't look empty, dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, because they're thinking as they show up, they're thinking there's going to be a meet-up handoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's like, no, we just got to throw it out the car.
So I guess in that case, you kind of would want backup, and you would probably want Walter.
Yes.
But
but the funny thing is that when they say when they find out that there's not a handoff, Walter's like, well, we can't do that. It doesn't go along with our plan.
No, it doesn't
work. No, it doesn't work.
it doesn't work for us. Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
That's
My driver.
The
I can't-
royal we.
driver,
He's like,
man.
I can't be driving, talking on the phone, and handling the money at the same time.
You're driving along. You're driving.
You're driving along.
I had 3 different people say that to me this week. They're like, "Hey, you're driving along." Oh man. So then
You didn't think I was rolling out of your naked, did you?
Uzi. Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling. He says that multiple times. And
Yeah.
Fuck it, dude.
it's the best part about when he says "fuck it, dude, let's go bowling" is it's the wrong thing, but the dude goes, "All right." Like every time he says "fuck it, dude, let's go bowling," they go bowling.
Yeah.
yeah.
Immediately after.
It's such a funny shot. It's like a crane shot of the phone ringing, and he's just sitting there, just like dejected, and Walter's like puffing a cigarette, like just doing his Zen thing as he's bowling, and like throws the ball or whatever. He's like, "What are we gonna do about this?" He's like, she'll get over her own game and come back and shit.
If you will it, it is no dream. Theodore Herzl.
What are you talking about? He's like, what do you mean? What am I talking about, Walter? What do you mean? What I'm talking about? The girl, man. Oh yeah, are you still learning about that?
And he because Walter was so serious about it, and now he doesn't give a fuck.
Then,
Like,
yeah.
they're gonna kill the poor woman.
I love how when the dude finally gets fed up and like, oh fuck it, he walks away or whatever. He turns to Don. He's like, fucking baby.
Because when it's not going good between Walter and dude, then Donnie, like Walter needs someone.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it becomes Donnie at that moment.
100%.
Oh man, so yeah, the car's been stolen. He walks away.
Phone's ringing, dude.
Phone's ringing, dude. Thank you, Donnie.
They cut to the cops sitting there, and the dude. It took me forever to notice that that cop picks up the bowling pin weed.
Yeah, it's
like a little bowling pin.
that could have been a prop too.
And then
man.
he starts.
Oh
Oh.
my god. Yeah,
And
yeah.
he looks at it
one
and
I take it.
he just turns it upside down, and then he starts looking at the tray and he's like picking up weed scrappings from it. Those cops, I love those cops.
I did too.
Especially when he's like so excited that it's like, oh, they found your rug.
It's like, oh, there's the one.
Guess we can close the
case.
case on that one.
Or the Creedence.
Oh, and hold out much hope for the tape
For the
deck,
tape
though.
deck.
Or the Creedence.
Or the Creedence.
Oh my god! And when he's like, oh, and they took my briefcase too. They're like, oh, what was in it? Papers,
Important papers.
important papers. Well, what for my business? Well, what do you do? I'm unemployed. And he's just so, dude. The
starts
cop is
reclining.
picking up his weed paraphernalia, and he's just like reclining in the chair.
I love how it cuts from like your phone's ringing, dude. Thank you, Donnie. It's still ringing
It's
into
still
the next scene.
Brilliant.
So good.
Oh my god. So, what do you think about Julianne Moore as Maude?
Okay, so I love her. I love Julianne Moore in anything, pretty much. But I like if I have Yo Rug, and so that gets him to come over, pretty much. And
I'm the one who stole your rug.
like, wouldn't you want to give somebody a little bit of notice if you're going to be like an acrobatic paint wielding thing going on?
She's perfectly playing the yuppie of Hollywood.
Yeah,
like
oh yeah.
so perfectly. And very proud we are of all of them. I love because like she's hitting that line of like you hate her
Yeah.
as as the role she's playing. And
Yeah.
that is like a telltale sign of how fucking good someone is.
Oh yeah.
Cause like and her lines are perfectly spoken. Like that's a
They're-
lot of words that
it
she
is.
is saying, and she's saying them so perfectly. And I mean, like, it's just amazing. And that whole scene, you'll never guess what happens next. He fixes the cable. I mean, their
The
interaction.
story is appalling.
The beaver picture.
The beaver picture.
I really, the more I watch this movie, the more I love her and her character.
She's really like everything about her look too, like just the hair.
Yes.
Is like so. I mean, she's obviously playing like a staunch feminist, which is
Yes.
like great.
Yeah.
But like, even just saying like even the word itself turns some men off. Like vagina. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
coitus?
You mean coitus?
or like when
Do you like sex, Lebowski?
this is
Physical act of
the
love.
physical act of love.
Do you like?
Coitus.
You mean coitus?
Yeah, you mean coitus? See, he repeats it back to
Exactly.
her. And another one is when she's like, but they have no problem referring to their dick or their wang, rod or their Johnson.
Yeah.
And then later on,
Johnson?
well, also come back and cut off your Johnson
Again.
Exactly.
And it's like
All over
there
the
it
place.
is. Like,
people
it
that
happens
didn't
so
even
much.
interact are
Correct.
saying the same lines.
Oh,
right.
it's so weird, man.
is
It's
cool.
great. It's great. It's just it's so strange.
There's another. First of all, the ride in the limo when the guy's like, you know me, but I can't complain. Yeah, man, I got a rash. Too.
I got a
got
fucking
a
rash.
That's one of the lines I use more often.
I've said that on the show.
Yeah, I got it because he's so legitimately happy in the backseat of that limo.
He's got his cocktail.
I was having a bad day, man. I'll tell you what. I was having a real bad day. You know, it's like now he's good.
But then he gets kidnapped and set into the other Lebowski's limo.
Yeah.
And another Brandt moment. Like I'm begging and pleading anyone that's about ready to watch this movie again. When it gets to that scene, only watch Philip Seymour Hoffman. Don't look at anything else. Just look at his face because he has the most unbelievable facial expressions. That had not occurred to us, dude.
Had not occurred.
Not a great
They did not receive the money, you nitwit.
They did not receive the money.
In the parlance of our times,
parlance of our time.
which of course, again, he's now using
Yeah.
that.
You're
Someone
not
else-
privy to all this new shit, and
New-
you don't know what's going on. And
New shit has come to light here, man.
I have information,
what
man.
in God's name are you blabbering about?
God's name are you blabbering about? he's like, dude, we've been frantically trying to reach you.
And again, he's still calling him dude. It's so good.
I will not abide to another toe. And
There
so,
it
which
is.
leads us,
There it is.
I will not.
I will not abide another toe.
which leads us to the coffee shop. Which
Yes.
when it cuts right to them at the coffee shop, and he's like doing this. I thought he always had it. I'm like, why would you bring the toe into a coffee shop? But it like.
Oh, he was just mimicking. He's like, look, it was like
there's
this big.
there's like a certain outline in his shirt that makes it look like it. I'm like, oh shit, does he have it? Why does he bring it with? But that coffee shop is very famous. Johnny's Coffee Shop Restaurant, the fake coffee shop used for only movies
Yes.
in LA. Reservoir Dogs, American History X, Gone in 60 Seconds, just to name a few.
Oh my god,
It's amazing.
I
And,
just-
and now that you know that, you watch it, you go, oh yeah, that's the booth they sat
It's
in.
never known for being a coffee shop. It's only open for when movies come
Yeah.
in and make.
I just watched Reservoir Dogs.
Nice.
and I saw it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
That's such a great scene too. Like you talk about the usability of the dialogue in this movie.
Yeah.
Like how like we said, is I'm staying. I'm finishing my coffee. I say that on a daily basis.
I'm finished my coffee.
my wife will leave the house and she's like, "You leaving?" I'm like, "No, I'm staying.
I'm staying.
I'm finishing
I
my
just
coffee."
like how he's like,
I'm finishing my coffee.
I don't even think he says anything. He's like, that wasn't her toe.
It
Dude.
wasn't a toe, dude. Yeah.
Amateurs. I get you a toe by the end of the day with nail polish.
With nail polish.
And he starts laughing.
He's like, you want a toe? I can get you a toe.
Excuse me, dear.
I'm staying.
So dude goes home and gets in the bathtub,
Yeah.
and they
Listening
again.
to like whale sounds.
The song of the whale is what he's because I like it. They keep doing that. They'll zoom in on what they're listening to, and again, the music in the background is being played throughout this movie. It's not just like a song. He's listening to songs.
Yeah,
of the
that's
whale.
true.
Far out, far fucking out, man.
Far out.
And immediately shattered
The
by
roach
the.
clip. He's
Oh,
just-
nice marmot.
Nice marmot. He's like, hey, this is a private residence, man.
Fucking Flea too. Like Flea's
Yeah.
perfect in the roles
So
that he
good.
does. Like he's really good at what he is in movies.
Is he in Son-in-Law? Does anybody know?
Flea?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't.
All I
We'll
know,
have to look it up.
Flea's in Back to the Future,
Right.
and he's also in The Chase.
Oh yeah,
Him and Anthony Kiedis are like the rogue dudes in a truck
right.
chasing him around.
Yeah. I love that movie.
Here's his filmography, Flea. I don't think it's much.
I think it's a lot, actually.
Never mind. It's 103 roles. I'm not even going to read through this, but holy
we'll
shit.
do a Patreon on Flea.
All right, you want to move this on?
I have one question before we do. What was the importance of the Knox? What's his name?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
Knox Harrington.
Knox Harrington.
The video producer.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten there yet.
This is the coming up?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'm ready.
Ready.
The next morning, the dude's car is found, but no briefcase. At the bowling alley, he meets the stranger and then visits the doctor that Maud referred him to. On his way home, he crashes his car, but finds the homework of a young kid tucked in the seat of his car. They think the kid has their money, and they visit him.
So, like, I love the scene where they're at the bar and he's explaining, like, that the nihilists came to his house or whatever, and he's like, they had a marmot, and then because Walter knows everything, it's like you can't.
But he doesn't.
You can't have a rodent in city limits. And
Amphibious rodent.
amphibious.
What are you, a fucking wildlife park ranger? What the?
That ain't legal either.
That ain't legal either. the cop.
Friends like these, huh, Gary?
One of my favorite B, almost C level roles is the cop that when they find the car.
Yeah.
And he's, oh man, my fucking briefcase is gone. Yeah, I saw that in the report. That guy is one of my favorite people in this movie.
He's so good.
Because he's just like, he's such a low level cop.
Hey man, you got any like leads on like who might have done this?
leads?
Promising leads.
They got us working in shifts.
Yeah. I gotta call the boys down at the crime lab.
Dude, Sean, you'll agree with me. We both have the same thoughts on this movie. Some of the cinematography of this movie that I am noticing more the older I get and the more we dissect movies. One of the coolest, most beautiful shots of this movie is dudes at the bar. Walter and Donnie leave. It slowly zooms in on dude, just very slowly.
Yeah.
And he hears the Tumbleweed song in the background because it's playing through the PA. He kind of thinks about it, and then it slowly zooms back out, and Stranger's sitting there.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott's sitting there.
Yeah.
That is so subtle. You don't notice that, but that is such a beautiful shot.
Because it calls into question, like, is the dude the only one who can see him? You know?
Correct.
Like,
Oh.
well, I guess
the bartender does ask him what he
does see
wants,
him.
yeah.
Sarsaparilla.
But it's the narrator.
Sioux
The Sioux City. That's a good one. The narrator of the story, you know, he shows up, and it's kind of rare.
Yeah.
You know, and I love how he's just like this mystical kind of guy who like seemingly travels around and just like tells stories of people that he meets and like kind of likes, you know? It's a really interesting kind of thought, but it's so Coen Brothers.
Oh.
It is like the only thing that they do is that.
One of my favorite parts of their exchange is when he says, "Well, sometimes, dude, you know what they say.
Yeah.
Sometimes you eat the bar eats you." And then he says, "What is that? Some sort of Eastern thing?" And he's like, "Far from it." he's dressed as a cowboy of the West. It's like,
even
that's like
say, I like your style, dude. I like your style too, man. The old cowboy thing.
cowboy thing. He's like an Eastern.
I'm going to start drinking my beer like that, where you go.
You get it out of your mustache.
Yeah. So two things about that, though. The dialogue of the Coen brothers is mind-blowing to me. The sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes, well, much obliged. The bar eats you. Like he's interrupted in this important thing that he's saying.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't do that in a movie. That's real life.
Yeah.
And then like, so there's no such saying as sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes the bar eats you. I had to look that up. I was like, what does that mean? It's sometimes you
Eastern
eat
thing.
the bear and sometimes the bear eats you.
Ah.
So thought of it is that he's so southern that he's like bar, you know, like
Bar.
But there's also some crazy thought. There's a thing called the Jungian model of psych.
Jungian, Carl Jung.
Oh yeah, is that what it's called?
Philosopher, yeah.
Dude, so have you ever heard that aspect of it?
I haven't, no.
They're saying that the bar that goes across, if you look at it in a diagram, it's a circle with a bar through the middle of it.
Okay.
And the top is like consciousness, the bottom is like subconsciousness.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And so like in a roundabout way, he's referencing that.
Okay.
That bar is the thing that like, hey,
see.
you're teetering this line your whole life.
Yeah.
I don't. I like. You're probably completely overthinking.
Hey,
that.
no, that's cool.
But dude, Sam Elliott, my God,
It's perfect.
he's perfect. We'll get to the end, obviously, but
Yeah.
I just love how I love his appearance in the middle of this. It's like, I mean,
Yeah,
and
you
call
realize
me-
you were
it's like an
being,
intermission.
you realize
Yeah.
you were being told a story. You kind of forgot, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, and I would have to look at this, but just thinking back on the movie, to me, it just feels like this happens at dead center of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's just
Probably.
like here's a nice reminder. I would like to look at the timestamp on it, of when this really starts and
Right.
see if any of it lines up to be the dead center of the movie, because it really feels that way for me.
Probably.
Like you say, being reminded you're being told a story.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
And the subtleties too, when he gets up to have it your way, dude, and he walks
Yeah.
the wrong way.
He does it. He does. I saw
Having a
that.
Tommy boy in the left.
I saw that this time around, and I thought of you because you mentioned the Tommy Boy kids, and
I
he
just
gets up
love
and goes-
those subtle things. Like it's so easy. None of us would have cared if he would have just got up and walked away. But the fact that they're like, no, go that way and then come back the other way.
I think it also speaks to this point of like, you think of Sam Elliott as this guy who just knows everything and he's perfect. Like he does everything, and what he does is the
perfect.
right move, right? But I love
But
it.
he doesn't know where the bathroom is.
But in this movie, there I go rambling again. He rambles and he doesn't know the right way out, and like he's just making little mistakes.
It kind of adds to like the imperfection of every character in this, where it's like it's an outstanding sort of premise. It's an outstanding sort of problem that all these people are dealing with.
Yeah.
With dumb people. And
Right.
even the narrator is kind of gets off sometimes. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like, this is what the story is.
Yeah.
Like you were introduced right at the beginning, where he kind of meanders. You know, it's like it's an unreliable kind of guy, but you're still sticking with it. You know,
You're right.
He's very unreliable. He
He's
can't even
actually-
remember what he's saying.
He's actually very unreliable, but we take it at face value because it's Sam Elliott.
Exactly. Exactly.
And because he has the world's greatest mustache.
100%.
Oh my
And we go,
God.
this is a beautiful segue. We go from the world's greatest mustache to the world's worst mustache.
Okay.
Uli's little itty bitty pencil.
Are we
thin-
doing punchable face right now?
Is that what you're going to go with?
Yeah.
Do you think Uli's the most punchable face?
The one I want to punch the most, I guess. It might be one of the nihilists.
It's the tall one for me.
Torgen Vogus, the
Yeah.
guy from fucking Die Hard, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to veto Uli because, like,
Okay.
his laugh does make me want to punch him,
It
but
does.
it also makes me want to hang out
But
with
I
him.
also love him in Dragonheart.
I'm gonna slightly veer off of the nihilist punchable face.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go
I have another one too.
Okay, go.
No,
No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You go.
No, go, Michael.
Little Larry Sellers.
Yeah.
I hate little kids.
I don't know why.
Okay?
I don't know why I didn't fucking think of it, but
Little Larry Sellers
I'm
when
on
he's sitting
board.
there just going,
Yeah.
If we were on a train to go
Yes.
punch a face,
Yeah.
I'm on board.
okay, you're on that train. That's our soundbite. Okay, first. Okay, it's gonna be. I'm gonna go most punchable face, and it'll be Sean going. If we're on a train to punch a face, I'm on board, and then it's you laughing. There it is. We got it. You guys are in on some cool ground floor stuff right
You
now.
guys don't even know.
If we're on a train to go punch a face, I'm on board.
Fuck that dude. Fuck Larry.
Fuck little Larry Sellers. But before we get to Larry Sellers,
Okay,
I want to
okay.
talk about Uli. Because that scene makes me laugh so
I
hard.
love it.
That whole scene makes me, oh, nothing much. What do you do? Oh, nothing much.
Oh, nothing much. He's just an art guy.
You're a friend of Maudie's.
He's like the John Waters of that group, pretty much. He looks like John Waters.
Yeah. And he's obviously
does.
super famous. He's the video artist.
Knox Harrington.
Knox Harrington, the video artist.
And every time this scene came around, I meant to look up, okay, who's Knox
Yeah.
Harrington? Who is it? I never did.
I don't think it's a real
I don't
person.
think it's a real person, but I'm like, it's just in my head. This is all I could put together for like why this exists, right? It's literally just there to disrupt the dude's thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, wait.
He's just there because he's.
What the fuck's up with who the
fuck
is
is this, man? He's
Friend with a clucked asshole.
Dude, fucking Actually, you're now, dude. AJ, you sent me down a spiral. Okay, so they're like, it's Sandra about to be an Ollie. Yeah. Like, I have a feeling that Maude was like, hey, listen, I need to get this guy over here because he looks up at Lebowski like he knows that she wants to get him pregnant.
Sure, yeah.
So I think Maude says, listen, he's gonna come over. I need to get him to the doctor.
Yeah.
But then we need to get him the fuck out of here because we don't want him to hang around and drink our booze. So I want to do a fake phone call where it's Sandra about to be an Ollie, and then we both laugh and look at him, like, because they're laughing and just staring at him. He's like, what the fuck? And he gets the hell out.
And he
just gets the hell out.
This case has gotten very complicated. Do you have any Kahlua?
You got any Kahlua?
You want something to drink? Yeah, White Russian. Bar's over there.
Bar's over there. He sat down at the perfect time. Sits down, relaxes. Bar's over there.
Yeah. Hey, so Molly brought this up. My wife Molly brought this up.
My
wife
Molly.
Molly. So he goes to the doctor.
Yeah.
Which is
who's
very thorough. This is not about his face because he's like, drop your shorts. Mm-hmm. Then 2 seconds later, dude is happier than he's ever been at any point in this movie.
Oh.
Molly thinks the doctor jerked him off so they can get a sperm sample.
Well, maybe not the doctor.
That's what my wife thinks happened.
Okay.
Why was he so happy after potentially like a rectal exam?
Maybe he did.
Prostate exam.
Maybe he did get jerked or milked. I don't know. Maybe he did get jerked or he jerked it. Like he just gave a sample. Like he went into another room, like how you do, to make sure you're potent.
Because he's very happy.
Yeah, that's true.
And just the iconic, the punching the ceiling.
The iconic GIF that exists in the world is just him just
smoking a joint, fucking a beard.
Yeah, and that song is so perfect.
I love Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Creedence.
Like the old boy.
It's so good. I love how dude. It's maybe the funniest moment for me.
Is there the funniest moment in this movie is maybe that when that car hits the dumpster?
Because it's not like it's just one locked off shot. He's like, and then it cuts. He's like, and
it is
and
so.
Then it cuts back to him.
It's the way the car like.
It's so violent. It's the most violent like car crash, like you said, stuck shot. Like, and it hits with such force, like you don't even realize how fast he's going.
Jesus.
It just goes boom, like jumps the car,
and then he tries to get out the door and it doesn't open, so he's going the other door. This movie's fucking awesome,
dude.
And then it immediately cuts to the fucking dance cycle.
Oh,
his landlord.
Oh yeah. We'll go to the Larry Solar Sosa after the what have you.
Dude, I can almost do that dance like note for note. When he goes and he hits his thigh. Like that's I don't know why that's so fucking funny to me.
We will do a TikTok or an IG thing of Mike doing that.
No, TikTok's all about dances. Let's start a new dance. Let's start a TikTok dance craze.
And he'll do
You reach for the sun and go.
Apparently he rehearsed that for like 3 days.
Oh my god.
There's a band.
Okay.
They're not very well known.
Okay.
But this was a big deal to me back in the Napster days when I had free downloads and stuff. I found a band called The Prayers and Tears of Arthur Digby Sellers.
Wow.
Is the name of this band. They're not, you can't find them on Spotify or Apple Music, but they have a song called Lisa that is like actually a pretty cool song for like 21-year-old me. Like it's very indie, it's like acoustic kind of thing, but what a fucking band name.
That is
The
amazing.
Prayers and Tears of Arthur Digby Sellers.
Both of the series.
It sounds like a great album to me, but hey, band name's good too.
Look them up and comment on their YouTube videos. Be like, Confused Breakfast.
Yeah, absolutely.
See if you like it.
They're going to be like, what the fuck? Who are these people?
We haven't been a band for 20 years. What the fuck is going on?
He wrote Branded. Bulk of the series.
Bulk of the series.
So
dude.
fucking good.
And a good day to you, sir. Hey, what the fuck is that machine? Is that an iron lung?
Yeah,
Looks like an iron lung.
What does it do?
I think it just makes you breathe.
But is he like alive?
Yeah.
And he can like understand what's happening, or is he like incapacitated?
I feel like at that point or whatever that scene is, he is incapacitated.
Larry, the man to see you.
The man to see you.
Pilar?
Pilar. Oh. Does he write? No.
Does he still write? No.
He has health problems.
He has
He has health problems. Like, no shit.
The walls are like,
Oh.
Is this possibly the best / worst television edit of all time?
it could be.
But they
before
planned it, right?
Do you have what they say in the
Yes.
Okay, before you get to that, the turn he makes. Like it is just like the
Who?
switch. Walter.
Walter.
The switch goes off right as he's at the door. It's just like, this is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass. It is like, oh shit.
Is this your homework, Larry?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Dude, is this your homework?
Please. You know it's his fucking homework, Walter. Where's the fucking money, man?
shithead?
You little shithead.
Is
Dude,
this your homework, Larry?
is this your homework,
You're
Larry?
absolutely right, John. He goes, Larry, you're about to find out what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass.
About to enter a world of pain.
So the TV edit, if you have never seen it, says this is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
Oh, no.
And it is John Goodman's voice. So like they must have been like, this isn't gonna fly.
So
on television.
whenever I'm hiking in the Alps
Uh-huh.
and I come upon a stranger who I do not know, that is a definition of a stranger.
That's
know?
what you find a stranger.
I
in the
don't know
Alps.
their name. I don't know their face at all. So
Right.
what happens when I see that is I immediately find where they park.
Yes,
And get a golf club
and smash the fuck
and
out of their
smash
car.
the fuck out of their car.
Makes
So that
sense.
is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
You killed my car. Now I kill your fucking car.
That's not his car,
That's
man.
not his- Donnie's in there. He's got to get
Donnie gets out and runs away.
I just bought that thing last week.
Dude. What a fucking segue.
Yeah. They're eating In-N-Out.
And they're very much enjoying In-N-Out burgers.
Those are good burgers, dude.
They stopped at In-N-Out after this happened, guys. They did a drive-through or something.
No, they did. And that's the best part.
And the worst part is that dude didn't even get anything.
No.
He ordered it though. He ordered their food probably.
That's true.
Because he had to be the one who... What do you guys want?
You had to go from you had to go through like multiple shut the fuck ups, Donnie's. Like, can I take the number to shut the fuck up?
Shut the fuck up, Don.
It is the subtleties of this movie are the in-betweens that you don't actually see happen, but you know happen.
We're somehow like we're looking at a movie that is based on the in-between.
It's
and
the
then,
scene outranked by the plot. That's
yo,
what
that is just it is brilliant because now we have to look in between the lines of in between the lines.
Yes.
And it's like but it is so funny because that's how, like you said, that's how Coen brothers like write that's how they write movies. They focus on the normalcy and they exaggerate it.
Exactly.
And then in between all this, we're sitting there thinking about like they're driving, the wind is blowing in their hair, and they're eating In-N-Out burger.
Enjoying themselves.
Well, just think about it too. Their drama where they won all the Oscars for, the No Country for Old Men, is pretty much a noir as well.
Correct.
Almost the same kind of outline. It's just not a comedy. But
Yeah.
you can see it as one too if you want. There are some funny bits in there.
Yeah.
You think about the money?
Exactly.
The money
That's
being missing?
That's
or
the
like-
MacGuffin right there.
There you go. That's a good point. Damn.
Well, let's end this
Let's
shit.
do it.
So last scene, at home, he's ambushed again and taken to Jackie Treehorn's party where he's drugged and captured by police after another dream sequence. When he returns home, his apartment is wrecked, but Maude is there and they have sex. He goes to Lebowski's mansion and finds Bunny has returned home. While leaving the bowling alley, they are confronted by the fake kidnappers and Donnie dies of a heart attack. After scattering his ashes, they go bowling again. Life has returned to normal for the dude.
A couple things here. Number one, we now have seen, this is the first movie of Confused Breakfast that we've seen Ben Gazzara and Sam Elliott.
The first of maybe a few.
Maybe a
Yeah,
couple
we'll find out.
that we will get to.
He's perfect in this role.
That I think is absolutely phenomenal. He is perfect in
He's
this role.
perfect
Ben
for this
Gazzara
role.
in this role, I mean,
Jackie Treehorn.
Jackie Treehorn is
Hello, dude.
he's so
I'm
perfect.
Jackie Treehorn.
Straight-laced looking guy.
I'm Jackie Treehorn.
I'm Jackie Treehorn. He just did the not so subtle introduction. Like I love that.
Keep that thought in mind. I had to think of it real quick.
Okay.
Second possible punchable face.
Yeah.
The dude doing the trampoline going, oh. I think he might be pretty high on the punchable face.
He's up there.
That's me though, man. Like anytime tits are out, I'm like, whoa, cool, dude. This is
I had to
great.
interrupt that one.
No, and that's why. So, but getting to Jackie Treehorn, we see the two goons again. And did you guys notice that the Jackie Treehorn wants to see you,
Woo and
and what's his name?
Yeah.
But they have changed outfits.
No shit.
Wait, what?
They have changed outfits.
Oh my God, dude! They have. Oh my.
They swapped shirts.
Dude,
What?
The Woo has the gray like wife beater on
Tank top thing.
in the first scene, and then the blonde guy's wearing it in the second one.
Flip flop, yes, but you're right. So when he's like,
Sean's mind is blown.
"Where's the money, Lebowski?" He's got that tank top
Yes,
on.
it's like a pink cut off full
Yeah.
sleeve
and
tank top.
Woo has this shirt cut
It's
off.
like a gray thing.
Yeah, and then you see them come in.
Oh
and
my
they have
God.
swapped outfits
What the fuck?
completely.
So does that? Are we assuming they just have been in multiple sex orgies since the last time we saw them, and they don't remember what
They're
clothes
just
they
wearing
have?
What
like
party are they at?
Oh, we don't know.
they're wearing costumes from like sets. Like
True.
what do they
True.
do?
I want to know if that's like, was that a Coen Brothers thing, or did they just be like, dude, let's just change out. Let's just change shirts.
I don't know. I think I just thought it was like when
Unfucking believable.
Never
I
noticed
saw
that.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
On that line, I also noticed when he goes, so if I can just get my 10% of $500,000, I'll be on my way. My $5,000.
Yeah. He doesn't care.
It's $5,000 would be like 1%.
500,000.
He doesn't care. Like $5,000 would be a lot to
Clearly,
to
he's
the dude.
post dating 69-cent checks.
Well-
$5,000 would be great.
And that's the thing. He's like, it's like 10% of $1 million, the $500,000. Like he doesn't even know. He just in his mind, he's just owed some money.
Yeah.
And
Far
he's
out,
just
man.
like, he just wants
Your money's
it.
being held by
I like
a
the way
kid
you did
named Larry
business, Jackie.
Sellers.
Larry
He's by the
Sellers.
In-N-Out Burger. he even references the terrible time he just had. He's already over it. The dude's already over the trauma of his car getting killed.
$5,000 will fix my car. man.
$5,000 will fix my fucking car, dude.
Well,
Yes.
little fucking kid. Huh? Okay, so we get to the dream sequence, which we haven't really talked about
We
in
didn't talk about the first one.
the other ones and everything, but with
Before you'd say that,
okay, yeah.
I have to say the picture on the phone. We have to talk about it for at least 2 seconds. What happened on that conversation then? Was it just a ruse for him to walk out?
Yeah, maybe.
Did he know that like dude was going to do this? He literally goes down to like take a note, Jackie Treehorn.
Yep.
But
He
like,
draws a guy with a raging boner.
draws a dude with a massive dong, and
You're
then
right
he's
back,
just
dude.
like, and then the look on the dude's face when he's just like, wait, and then he still stuffs it in his pocket.
I love the way he gets back on the couch, though. Not awkward at all. Not awkward at all. I think Jackie Treehorn knew at that point. He's like, I got a drug dude real quick.
He's like,
Yeah.
I
and
know.
he's
what
like,
I'm
I
gonna
need to
do.
get away from here real
Yeah.
quick. Get some drugs.
It's a strong Caucasian guy. Jackie.
Hell of a Caucasian.
Yeah, that's it.
So go ahead, dream sequence.
so
I'm sorry.
Dream sequence, it's maybe the best song in the movie. Like, I know The Man in Me by Bob Dylan is amazing, but the first edition,
What condition my condition is in?
it is like
Kenny Rogers?
Kenny Rogers,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
It is like it's so weird to see like a Kenny Rogers like kind of 60s band do this song, but this is like when I first watched the movie, this is like what I waited for. And I don't know why. I just love this dream sequence so much where he's walking down the whole stairway and everything like that and dancing. It's a fucking like such a catchy song.
Yeah,
I
Oh,
just
it's
love it.
incredible. And he does some great little dance moves down the stairs.
Yeah,
does.
that's
Like, with
actually
his
kind of
feet.
tough.
I'm like, wow.
I couldn't do that. I got bad knees,
He's
man.
hitting that. Yeah, dude. I ain't doing that. Are you kidding? Like, no way, son. But Jeff Bridges is doing it. And he's killing it.
Maud in like the
bowling ball bra.
bowling ball bra and like the headdresses and everything like that.
Bowling
Valkyrie
pins.
thing.
They put him on a skateboard
To go underneath the
on the
legs.
alley, but his shoulders were too wide, and so they had to I think they did it digitally instead. So they had him just kind of go under, and then they shot the lady separately because his shoulders were way too wide, and so he couldn't fit down.
Well, are you sure about that? Because there's an interview with Jeff Bridges talking about how they played a trick on him when during that scene.
Oh shit!
Where the girls all put like pubic hair, like fake pubic hair in their underwear.
Oh no shit!
So like it was spilling out of their panties.
Oh no!
That when he was going underneath, he's like, "What the fuck?" That's what I heard. I heard that story.
Let's go with that.
I
like that.
I've heard a couple things on this too, and I also heard that Jeff Bridges like didn't want his kids like on the set. Have you heard about this?
He brought him to the set that day.
That day, he was like, they were like, no, you're gonna bring him to the set, and it'll be fine, and we'll have fun. And it's this scene where he's looking up the skirts of all these girls.
Oh,
so and then my other thing about this, do you guys recognize, like, for the longest time, I was like, why is he dressed like that? Do you guys know why
Oh,
he's
he's
dressed
like
like
he's Carl Hungus in
Carl Hungus
in Log Jamming.
in Log
this
Jam.
is gutter balls.
This is gutter ball.
Yeah.
But he's got
I
on
didn't
the
realize that. He
white
got a tool
cutoff
belt
thing,
and
the
stuff.
tool belt. I was like, why is he dressed like
I come
that?
to fix the cable.
Sophisticated.
Cable's right over there.
My roommate came over and took a shower.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
hi.
plot is ludicrous.
Ludicrous.
So he wakes up in the Malibu Police Department, he wakes
the
up in
car.
the car, and then wakes up or comes to pretty much
Yeah.
at the Malibu Police Department. Getting thrown a fucking coffee mug at your forehead would be like, it seems like the most painful thing I could ever think of.
Yeah.
In that moment, especially hungover, drugged, date raped.
I can't imagine like that, like pain he must have felt. And then on top of that, so he takes it to the front of his head, and then he pushes him back, takes out the back of his head. That dude,
Fucking fascist.
fucking fascist.
Stay out of Malibu, Lebowski.
Jackie Treehorn pulls a lot of water in this community.
Stay out of my beach community, you loser fuck. Or some shit like that.
I don't like you. Jerk off.
You jerk.
I don't like your jerk off face.
Even all the BC level characters in this
Yeah,
movie
so
are so
good.
perfect at their roles.
I wanna sleep with you in the desert tonight.
Even that cab is so good. Man, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. I like my Eagles, man.
You get your own cab.
You don't like, fuck you, don't like my music. Get the fuck out. Well, man, I just had a fucking shitty day, and I hate the fucking Eagles.
I hate the fucking Eagles. There are some theories out there that that the dude is the son of like the illegitimate son of the Big Lebowski.
Oh.
Which brings up some thoughts that Maud wanted a baby with a man who has the same name as her father,
Right.
who potentially also could be her brother. There was no, the Coen brothers were interviewed about that, and they're like, yeah, we didn't think about that. Like there's I mean, it's the same name as her father.
Shit.
Yeah.
With maybe that's what the medical exam was for, is
Yeah.
to determine that there was indeed no.
Oh.
I don't know, but
That's a good
there's some
point.
weirdness there. There's some
Yes.
weirdness in that moment, though.
They
Jeffrey.
do.
Love me.
So, but also, did she just hang out in that place for like 2 hours, just waiting for him to come home?
It had to have been after it was ransacked.
Did she ransack it
I
to
don't
make
know.
him vulnerable?
Well, and then I'm sorry, but one of my favorite things is Jeffrey, love me, and he looks up, he's like, "That's my robe." He's nothing else. It's just like, that's my robe, and then also the board that he nails in to the floor.
Forgot
to
about
put
that.
the chair
I had to
into.
go back to the beginning and be like, does that door really open to the outside? Yes, it does. God damn it.
It does. He tried to block it from the inside, and it opens out, and it just falls down. And that's when those two dudes walk through again. But that's when he trips over again, which is just insult to injury, or injury to insult, whatever you want to say. And like, watching that happen is probably like I felt the frustration
Yes.
in that small snippet.
But the dude never lets it get to him.
he never does.
Never does.
I love
I would have
the.
flipped out at that point.
I love that he gets some relaxation. You know, him and Maude have a moment, and he gets his own. You know, and I love the Nina Simone song. Like
Yep.
we've been saying, like I imagine he's playing that.
It's
on
in
his
the
record.
background. See?
It's-
Same thing.
Imagine he's playing that. It's a very romantic song. Nina Simone is the best. But a lot of the stuff that he's saying is that was part of the Port Huron statement, and
That
as
was
a
me.
roadie from Metallica, the
Speed of Sound tour.
Speed of Sound tour, which is fictional, not an actual tour.
Bunch of assholes.
A bunch of assholes.
What was it? The 7?
Ron Kuby.
Seattle 7.
The Seattle
7.
7. He's like, that was me.
That's
with 6 other guys.
that's a lot of Jeff Dow, the actual Lebowski, or Jeff.
He
who
used
was,
to say all these
he
things.
used to say all those things, and he was a part of all those things. That's where they got all this bullshit.
It increases the chances of conception.
Increases.
Run away.
Oh God.
So- yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead,
No,
man.
No.
He
God.
finally now like he's had sex for the first time in a long time. Now he's got all this power, and he just goes and
Now it
runs.
feels like an actual
He
detective.
feels like, stay away from my fucking lady friend.
My lady
he's
friend,
like he's actually like a tough guy at this point. He goes to Big Lebowski. They fucking get the run over on him. Everything's great. They go back to the bowling alley. A very small moment for me in this movie is when Jesus is now not as cool anymore. He's like, what the fuck's this? Yeah. And Liam,
what is this day of rest shit?
yeah, day of rest shit. Liam's behind him. When Jesus walks to the right and then turns and goes, Liam does the same path. He follows him the exact same way that Jesus walks away. I don't know what. Humanize the goons. I want to know Liam's story. I really do. I want to know all about Liam.
Again, I believe this is like a three-peat for this line.
Yeah.
Where Walter said, "This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass," and then Jesus comes in. I was gonna fuck you in the ass on Saturday. I'll fuck you in the ass on Wednesday, and then
the goons outside.
and then the nihilist later on.
Fuck you in the ass.
I fuck you. I fuck you.
It's just like, oh God, like
Are these guys dangerous, Walter? No, man. No, Donnie.
No,
these men
Donnie.
are cowards.
no,
These men are cowards.
These men-
I do love Walter. Like, no, fuck that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's like,
He's
I mean,
finally like
This is his redemption.
Yes,
he's
it is.
finally rational in this moment where has the right to defend
Yes.
everybody in this moment. You know,
He bites the dude's ear off.
Mike Tyson
Nails
him.
Flea with a
the
bowling ball
to the
Oh.
chest. Like you would think, like stomach would be bad. No, chest would be awful.
Chest
He
bone,
broke
sternum.
ribs. Like that dude's out. That was rough.
And then we see Donnie go.
Yeah.
Unexpected the first time you saw this movie. You're like, what the fuck?
No, totally. It makes me sad.
I know.
Even now. And again, this is the one time that Donnie doesn't get a strike that we see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hits 9.
His
takes
first
9 down.
non-perfect game.
And he's very perturbed
yeah.
by not getting the strike.
It's almost like he worried himself into having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Just like you were saying, watch Pish in that one scene. Watch Donnie
Yeah.
when he comes back from doing that 9, and him and Dude and Walter are talking. Just watch Donnie's facial reactions because he's still confused. But then he like kind of gets into the conversation and everything, and then starts asking a question and everything like that. It's just brilliant acting, you know.
Even
Because that was a cut. It could have
Yeah.
even been a different day, and he was still doing that.
Even
you
when
know?
the nihilists pull out the samurai sword, if you watch Donnie's so worried.
Yeah.
He's like grabbing on the back of Walter, like, no. We gotta go. Don't hurt yourself. It's crazy.
He's like a little
Yeah.
puppy dog, man.
He is, man.
And yeah, so it cuts to them at the funeral place. Is there a Ralph's around here somewhere?
It is our most moderately priced receptacle.
receptacle.
That dude might be punchable face too, though.
That's true.
It's $180. He's just like, what's this? Yeah, he just.
Excuse me.
What's
What is
this?
this?
It's like one of the few times he takes off his glasses.
It is, man.
He's like, what's this? He's like, this is for the urn. He's like,
receptacle.
it's our most modestly priced receptacle. They range.
We're
to
scattering the
3,000.
ashes. Yes, but you must transport the remains.
And like this is one of the most like coherent things I think Walter says. He's just like, God, just because we're bereaved doesn't mean we're suckers. He's like, we're saps. He's like, God damn it.
I do love it. It's almost like Walter had his redemption in that moment, and then the whole thing's different now because like they're slight. Even though Walter fucks this whole eulogy up, like he still wants to do this moment for Donnie.
Yeah.
And then like how he stands there like a little puppy dog, like I'm so sorry. Like, and he kind of shrugs his shoulders down and then like wants to hug him. Like he hugs the dude and they're it's a beautiful moment to me because you want to say you want to talk like toxic friend relationships that we've talked about in these movies. Like
Cocktail.
Like oh man, Walter and dude are toxic. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think you could easily think that, but no, they need each other.
Yeah.
They both have to be there to like yin and yang,
Right.
like Buddhism, the Taoism.
It's all balanced, man.
It's like guy flying off the handle, guy keeping it real.
Most of the times, like an interaction between them could go a negative way, but like the one time that it doesn't, they are completely in sync, and that is worth the friendship.
Yeah.
It could be contentious here and there, and that guy could fuck up, this guy could fuck up, but when you come together in a momentous kind of moment, I guess, it works, and that's worth it. And it really it's like once the song comes in,
Well,
it's my favorite song.
Yeah.
me and Sean bonded over this.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Townes Van Zandt, Dead Flowers, is the song you want if you like the end of this movie.
Yeah, it's when I first saw this movie, like I said in the beginning, it made me cry. I just love this story, and I love in that moment when like it is a hilarious moment. He gets fucking Donnie's ashes all over the dude.
It's very funny.
It's hilarious, but like when he does it, he's like, "I'm sorry, dude." It's genuine.
Fucking
Like,
let's go for
that's
it,
not
dude.
played as a joke. That is serious.
Yeah. But it is a joke when it just dusts
Exactly.
all over the dude.
And you don't know how to feel.
He just takes it. And at the same, you know what I mean? Like it just hits the dude and you're just like, that is hilarious and sad and disgusting all at the same time.
He's really pissed off at Walter at this moment, but he's also just more frustrated that Donnie's gone.
100%.
And so, like
They're
when
both mad.
when
Fuck it, dude.
when they are hugging,
Let's go bowling.
when they are hugging, he's like, "Fuck Walter." I'm like, "God damn it!"
I know it.
Fuck, Walter.
Like, because they're both sharing a it's,
That's about as emotional as they can get to each other.
yeah.
But that final scene is 2 minutes and 27 seconds,
Okay,
and it is a one shot.
There's a oneer.
nice. Okay,
It's if you go back, it starts with a pro championship bowler, by the way, Barry Asher.
okay.
That's his name.
Bowls a strike. And then it fades back and dude walks up to the bar. This is all one shot. There's no cuts.
I did not notice that.
Yeah.
And dude walks
See, I'm
up.
too caught up in this.
Oh, I know. and Sean, I have not noticed it till the 100 times I've seen this movie because that song, Dead Flowers, kills me. But like, that is 2 minutes and 27 seconds of a one shot that then goes back and ends with that guy hitting a strike.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many times and the amount of dialogue and how perfect Sam Elliott had to say those words without feeling like the good Lord gypped me. Like, so fucking, they had to do that scene so many times. I guarantee they had to.
And again, it's one of these things that the dude, it's like one last little kind of a joke where Gary, the bartender, he says, "Hey, dude, how's it going?" He's like, "Oh, it's not too bad. You know what they say? Sometimes you eat the bar. Sometimes,
oh, hey,
hey, man, how are you doing?" He got another quote.
God, but then he doesn't. But then he doesn't finish it.
He doesn't even realize that he was the one that told it to him.
Yeah,
I think that's why he stopped saying it. He's like,
he realizes
you're the
he's
one that
there.
said it.
He's like, "Oh, hey, man, good to see you again."
It's it is just so. It's the absolute most perfect ending to like this
it
movie.
is.
Yeah,
Every bit of it, man. Go ahead.
Can I do a thing?
Let me do one thing, then
Yeah,
you do a thing,
go
then
ahead,
we end
go
it.
ahead.
Okay, me, you. So the manager of the Rolling Stones, who originally wrote Dead Flowers,
Okay.
his name's Alan Klein. They approached him. They wanted to use Dead Flowers by the Stones, but technically the Stones had to sign off on the Townes Van Zandt version.
Gotcha.
Because
That's
they
like a
they own
live
the rights.
cover.
Yeah, it's a live cover. And so Alan had to sign off on allowing the Townes Van Zandt cover to be in the movie. He wanted $150,000 for it. But then he got to read the script, and he found out this part about the dude talking about hating the fucking Eagles, and he hates the fucking Eagles. So he's like, have it. He's like, have it. No fee. You
no fee.
You can have it. You have full rights to dead flowers.
That's amazing. Dude.
Wow.
He's like, I hate the Eagles too, bro. There you go.
One thing.
Yeah.
And the Eagles hated that, by the way. They were like really mad about that part being in the movie.
Oh
Come
my
on.
I hate the
God.
fucking Eagles.
I hate the fucking
They're such
Eagles.
an LA band. Too.
They were upset
They're
by
Maud
it.
Lebowski.
They didn't want to be hated by the dude.
Exactly.
That's what it was.
All right, Sean, you should end this. Then we're going to give everybody our modern day ratings.
I just was kind of thinking about this movie, and I wrote this little thing, so just bear with me for a bit. This film really is an exploration of the meaningless of life. Almost all of the central characters and most of the supporting characters are stunted. The nihilists are stuck in their belief that they believe in nothing but will do anything for money. Maud is stuck in this art life facade. The Big Lebowski, Jeffrey Lebowski,
Yes.
the wheelchaired man, is hiding behind his own facade of this smart, larger-than-life millionaire that is secretly broke. Walter is stuck in this Vietnam rhetoric that he believes if he can get in a situation, his way is the highway, and will live out his delusion with mostly good intentions until the situation goes the opposite way than what he had in mind. And Dude, who is stuck in this 60s hippie movement where he believes if he can just have his White Russians, weed, bowling, and his rug, then life will ultimately just fall into place for him. Really, the only character in this film not cursed with the stunted reality is Donnie. He is the only one who goes with the flow and questions the other characters' delusional, stunted realities, only to be told to shut the fuck up and eventually die because of that. The film, to me, is saying that nothing really changes ever, especially if you are set in the one way or another, and the film never judges the characters set in their way, because in the end, they aren't right, nor are they wrong, and it still doesn't matter. We just have to find something that can really tie the room together.
Fuck yes.
It's gorgeous.
Fuck yes.
Thank you for that.
All right, so
Thank you
that's
for that.
it. I mean, we got to give this thing a modern day rating. We've stripped away the nostalgia. AJ, what do you think about this thing?
This is, this is a movie, and I watched it when we have some of these that I think of as like really prolific movies. I try to watch them as much as I can in preparation for our episodes. And rewatching this, I never found myself bored by anything. Because I was always finding new things to find and identify. It's like an I Spy book, man.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah, there's so much stuff to just you're going to recognize potentially a new thing. The Coen brothers are so smart like that. The casting is brilliant. It's a very, very smart movie, and even when you don't think about it or you don't recognize it, you're like, that was hilarious. That is genius. I.e., the two goons switching outfits. What the hell, right? That's the kind of stuff. Now, and there's still things that I find a little upsetting because I do want some more resolution than what I think we get out of this movie. And I think that it makes me question even still the two things. It makes me question what actually happened. The whole ploy of this movie was the money, Bunny, all this stuff. There was a ransom note. Was it all just a setup? Do we actually get resolution for that? Or are we just supposed to continue on with the idea that this movie is literally about nothing? And it doesn't matter if there was or was not, because those people playing that game had their own thing, and Dude was just a pawn. So I don't know. I don't know which side it was. I wish I had some understanding of that. That being said, this movie is absolutely amazing, and I can watch it just about any time, but not to the point that I'll put it on anytime, but I would love to sit down and really watch it anytime. So that being said, I'm going to give this movie a 9.6.
Damn, is that one of your highest ratings?
It's one of my highest ratings.
Fuck, Sean, what about you, man?
It's a 10.
The straight up 10 for the Sean.
It's a 10. I don't really have to say anymore. My little last thing is kind of all I had to say. It's 10. I love this movie so much.
I'm a little tougher in my ratings than you guys, and because of that, I have to stay in that lane. The thing that I felt was the Dead Flowers ending for me every time just fucking kills me. It is just so perfect. And I wanted to know, I was reading up more about it. So the dude says the dude abides. And the reference of abide is to Ecclesiastes 1:4 in the Bible. It says, one generation passes away and another generation comes, but the earth abides forever. And I think it's a reference to how the dude, very much like the earth, weathers any bit of change, any bit of chaos around him, and completely remains the same. The dude fucking abides. He didn't even mean to say that. He's just regurgitating what people around him are saying, yet it fits so goddamn perfect in his way of life, and we should all strive to be that way. Strikes and gutters, ups and downs. That's life.
Gutters, ups and downs.
That's fucking life. And he's just like, whatever. I love how none of the lines in the movie get finished. It's just talking about how like life is completely incomplete and like nothing's perfect. Things don't always work out. It's how you deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, all these movies that have perfect dialogue, it's like this is the most unperfect dialogue of any movie. It's because it's real life. Yeah. So I'm an 8.9. This is definitely one of the best movies that we've done for me. So we have to go back to David Gould, executive producer. He says there's a lot of dialogue in this movie. When I was younger, I was enthralled by their fast-paced conversations and big words. But as a 34-year-old father of two, it felt like I was watching vulgar and unhinged versions of my 4-year-old and his friends playing together. So much so, I felt myself screaming, "Where are the parents?" in my head. Or at least, where were the police to put anyone in prison for the copious crimes committed?
Walter.
But even though I found my acid reflux churning at the sight of Caucasians and in a place of maturity that the dude never did, the film is beautiful. Everything is intentional in true Coen Brothers fashion, and nothing feels out of place. The dude will always abide. Walter is the worst. Philip Seymour Hoffman is the most punchable face.
Wow.
David Gould, we're kicking you off.
Look, I understand about the haircut and everything, but come on, man.
And Sam Elliott is a silver fox.
You bet.
After all this time, I still find myself quoting, "I'm staying. I'm finishing my coffee." Hating the Eagles and putting my hater blockers on whenever the outside world doesn't seem to get it. But I am more likely to watch something like Raising Arizona or Oh Brother, Where Art Thou to cure my Coen itch.
Love Raising Arizona.
So my current day rating would have to be a 7.2. Also, can I make a Caucasian with Cedar Ridge? We don't know. We're going to try that after this episode.
Weird.
So that puts us at an 8.92 for our post rating as a group. That is now number 4 in our overall. We've got Dazed and Confused, Breakfast Club, Terminator 2, and just below that is Big Lebowski. I think we did pretty good on that. What do you think?
Yeah,
I think
into
so.
that.
Cool.
That's like some of my literally top 5 favorite movies of all time.
We're creating
and this is
the
gospel.
greatest list of movies.
This is gospel because it's all of us put together.
There's going to be pretty soon. There's going to be IMDb movies list and then the Confused Breakfast movies list, and that's we're going to beat it. So.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much for being here. Tune in next Wednesday. We have another great episode. We're going to dive deep into the amazing year of 1985. Some insane movies there. Pick out our individual top 5s. After that, we're going for it. We're going Red Dawn.
Oh, God.
We're going for it. We might get canceled. We'll see how it goes.
Let's go.
And if you're
Wolverines,
let's go.
If you're new to the podcast, go back in time. This time last year, we did our intermission episode. One of our least listened to episodes, but pretty funny, pretty awesome. We kind of recapped the first half of this podcast and what fun has happened and the stats and stuff.
Yeah.
It's worth a listen if you avoided that one.
I think it's a fun listen to. It's fun to go back and hear that kind of stuff of like how we really broke stuff down or like how we clashed.
Exactly.
You know, it was really fun.
We were busy back then.
Yeah.
And
all right.
And we're not busy now.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Please stay in touch with us by following on all of our social media platforms at Confused Breakfast on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and Confused Be Fast on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review on the podcast platform of your choice right now.
Also, we have merch. You know you want to rep the Confused Breakfast in public. Mugs, stickers, shirts, all kinds of goodies. Go to confusedbreakfast.com for a direct link.
And don't forget about our voicemail number, 319-804-9596. Links to everything you could ever need from us are in the show notes or at confusedbreakfast.com. This includes a way to follow all of us individually in our personal projects that we want you to check out. Mission of the day, tell your friends about us. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.